All right. Good evening and welcome to Three Skulls Tavern. I'm Matt, your host. We're back for the season finale of Forbidden Lands, and I'm joined not by the usual four. If you look in the little video feed that you're getting right now, you'll see in the bottom left corner that there's a gravestone. That's because in our last session, Arlek, played by Eric, was immolated.
Broken sacrificed himself for the good of the rest of the party.
That's one way to put it, certainly. Yeah, we're down to 3 players. I had a chat with Eric between and said if he wanted me to try and find him a way to get him a new character, and he was like, "Nah, I'll sit this one out. It's fine." So yeah, we're cracking on with the 3 that we've got here, the 3 survivors from the Eye of the Rose adventure site that was not quite entered. And yeah, before we get going, to the 3 of you, want to just quickly say who you are and where people can find you. It's all in the show notes as well. We'll start with we'll look at the video feed and go with Charlotte first.
Yeah. So, welcome. My name is Charlotte. You can find me online at Foxfire22 on like most places that social media stuff exists. And you can actually see me or hear me at least now on the first episode of Valley of Blood on Mud and Blood podcast. If you are a patron.
At a certain level.
Access. Yeah. Yeah, so that just went live this morning or yesterday?
Yes. Last night, my time in Europe, so it would have been probably yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, my afternoon or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we've never really done this before on this channel.
No,
so it's caught me off guard.
Oh, good.
Let's start it on the very last episode.
You gotta plug your stuff sometime.
Ed, how about yourself?
Yeah, I don't have a massive social, but I'm generally. How rude, Charlotte. But you can generally find me. My handle used to be Transvala. You can find me on Discord, Three Skulls Tavern, and I guess I will be running a game soon for the wonderful Matt and Harry. Sorry, Charlotte. Which I'm looking forward to.
I should have killed you instead.
That's just rude. Yeah.
Just think of, I won't be able to light another candle for yet one more of your characters dying.
Yeah, you can also find me over at Mud and Blood as well, where I've run Cult for Matt, Charlotte, and Harry.
Yeah.
That's me.
Cool. Thank you. And Harry, last but not least.
I am Harry Bodice. I'm a fine artist and illustrator. I live in Scotland. And you can find me on most social medias except for Twitter, which drives me absolutely crazy, as pencil_sword_paints. I go by pencil sword on most things, Discord, etc., Xbox even sometimes. And I also have a Redbubble store where you can buy assorted things. Proceeds go to getting my dog fat and, buying princess dresses for my daughter. So many princess dresses.
It's a noble cause.
It is. It's a noble cause. You should see her wee face light up. So, yeah, if you buy my stuff, you know it goes to a noble cause. And please do.
Cool. Thank you. The reason I did this, it just struck me I haven't been doing it. Maybe I should start it with the new campaigns. Maybe rather than do this for the next 2 season finales that come up. I'm on another
for
Twitch.
All the alien stuff. I'll get my website in order.
Maybe at least for the first episodes. Anyway, apologies that we didn't jump straight in. Thank you for your intros there. I don't need to give an intro, I don't think, because that was long enough. Cool. So let's do a quick recap because it has been 2 months, I think, nearly 2 months since we did our last episode. Previously on Forbidden Lands, our 4 intrepid adventurers made their way by long kind of curving routes to a place called the Eye of the Rose, which is an adventure site from the Raven's Purge campaign. And they were given a mission by an elf who met them at a camp one night to infiltrate peacefully this orc fortress that had been built on top of an ancient elven ruin, and to swap a ruby in the crown of the emperor with a fake ruby that looks identical but isn't actually a real ruby. And the party tried to do that. They found the kind of backdoor entrance, which was basically a trap-filled dungeon. And in the last session, made your way through this trap-filled dungeon. Got, I'd say, about 80% of the way through before Charlotte's character, Lyria,
Butchered.
took the life of Eric's character Arlek in a bid to save the group from a horde of snakes. And it wasn't looking for like it was going to be a very rosy fight, to be honest. Anyway, so that's what happened. Arlek died. The party retreated, didn't go in, and we left it at the end of the last session, having exited this kind of dungeon series of caverns, coming back out into this deserted, ruined garden at the base of the cliff that the fortress sits on top of. One thing we didn't do is we didn't do XP last session. We didn't do it during the tavern talk, I don't think, either. So we had a quick chat offline about it, and the list of things to do for XP is a big, long list, and there were some cheeky requests for the last one, which is, did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
It's not cheeky.
It is extraordinary.
It was extraordinary. It wasn't definitely not an ordinary action.
And everybody was involved.
Yeah. But I'm basically saying, go on.
I was going to say it's technically correct, which is the only kind of correct.
Yep. So yes, I'm saying 1 XP for that last session for everyone. So you're do you have the links, everyone? By the way, they're in Discord.
Yep.
In the important tab. That also has a GTOV link as well. So make sure you got those open because we're going to be using both of them during the session. Yeah. So that's basically what happened. XP, one XP each, and reputation. There's not going to be any reputation points for anyone for the last session either. Cool. So you've left the tunnel. I'm gonna say I'm not 100% sure on what time of day it was, but looking at what I've currently got on the tracker here, we had that it was daytime, which I assume is when you entered the adventure site. We can say you exited in the evening, so maybe you were in there for something like 4 to 8 hours, somewhere in that kind of ballpark. So it's evening when you get out, and you all are kind of have taken a beating. You're all going to need to eat something. So the first thing we're going to do this session is I'm going to ask you all to, I'm assuming while you're at the base of this cliff in this secluded sort of area, that you're going to quickly like get something to eat, have a drink, and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Have a bit of a rest. Is that right?
I was under the impression that there was about to be a big barney going down between assorted orcs and elves.
At dawn.
There.
At dawn. So we're saying it's evening right now, right? So you basically,
Right.
they're going to be attacking after night. They're going to wait for nightfall to happen, and then while all the most of the orcs are going to be asleep, and they're going to attack then.
Right, okay.
So I guess the first thing to do then is if you can all make a resource roll in Discord, please.
Brain is trying to figure out how to do that again.
Yeah, I think it's I think you just do RES, an exclamation point, RES, and then whatever the thing is, like D6, D8, D10, whatever the resources that you've got. Make sure you're writing down what it is you're using as well. Like I think you can put a hashtag after it. Or Waterworks, just write the name after that. It's perfect.
Yep. on intently loads of character sheets.
So far, so good. Nothing going down.
I've gone down one.
Mm-hmm.
Some food.
Oops, forgot to write the name.
Okay. Is that everyone done? Harry, you've done Watcher as well before, right?
Yeah, I did Walker,
Okay.
and I wrote the name on that one.
Good.
So I just don't know which one's which.
No, that's all good. So that's fine. And what do you want to do? Do you want to make camp and like what are your plans?
It is
now?
nighttime.
It's evening, so you've it's spring, so that means it is technically dark.
I think the plan would probably be to get as much rest as we can now, and then leave as early as we can before dawn, so that if anything kicks off upstairs or up in the citadel, we're already moving.
I would be happier not to be involved, although I would like to stay close because once the fighting's done, we can come and rob all the corpses and eat some of the corpses.
Oh,
the number of elves that are here are about a dozen, right?
Yeah.
And you
there's
heard
hundreds
that
of
only
orcs, right?
well, there's a lot of orcs, and orcs are renowned for being warriors. So you know that their plan is to recover this ruby. So it's probably going to be more like a hit and run type of.
Mhm.
You know, dear departed Arlek thought that we should let the Emperor of the Orcs know what's about to happen, get in with him.
It
And
didn't really work for him, did it?
it might have worked for him if he'd had a chance. He was pretty convincing.
He was.
Oh, sorry. I haven't been practicing my goblin voice over Christmas, so it'd take me a little while to get into character.
All good.
Alas, poor Arlek.
No one knew him well.
Didn't he know the bastard?
Yeah, I guess we'll kind of make do in the in that room with the very first room that we're in, so that we're in cover. We don't have to worry about making too much of a camp or anything.
Okay.
That way, if it rains, we're all.
So
We're
inside,
heading to where our animals are.
Well, they're
your
just outside,
animals will
aren't
be
they?
just outside the entrance.
I thought we stabled them in like a ruined house or something.
Oh, maybe you did. I mean, I'm happy for it to say like they didn't follow you into the dungeon, so they're either in a house
Well, let
nearby
us retrieve
or...
the animals.
I do believe that I've just gained a meal.
I guess you have.
You gonna eat poor Greta? Oh boy.
No. I need a pack
Good.
meal.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna take the goats. You're gonna stay the night, or you're gonna go up the path to the orcs
Oh,
to
well,
warn
what do
them?
you think, boss?
I don't know.
Lyria?
I'm torn.
Let's stay the night, and then we'll wait until about mid-morning, and then we'll go pick over the corpses.
I think he might be. Oh, God.
I don't know if that's like the greatest idea, Kark.
Why not? They'll have stuff on them.
Yeah, but what if there are people still alive?
Finish them off.
Yeah, there's no way we can expect both sides of this to be decimated enough that we can just walk in.
I think you overestimate how good we are.
Hey, Kark.
No.
Kark dueled a pretty badass elf last time, and won.
That's right. And I was going to eat his finger to gain his power.
Well,
And think.
Well, let's say
Look, a
you've
dozen elves, right? Let's assume that each elf, reasonably dangerous elf, is gonna. They've got a plan. They're pretty smart. They've got ranged weapons, right?
some of them do. Not
So
all of them.
let's say that each elf is on average going to sort out about 2 orcs. That's still going to be 3 dozen corpses.
I said a dozen elves. How did 2 turn into 3 dozen?
Kark's not very
Because
good at the learning.
each elf is 1, and each elf is going to sort out 2 orcs and then die, leaving a corpse.
So 24 orcs and 12 elves.
Right, gotcha.
Corpse maths.
Corpse math.
It's
Okay.
the only
Lava
math that
mathematics.
goes.
And what do
Yeah,
you think the
so-
rest of the orcs are gonna do?
Hopefully.
Oh hi,
be
yeah.
busy.
Don't worry. Just loot
Help
that.
yourself.
Just loot my friend's body there. We won't notice you.
Yeah, we're just going to clean up. We don't want to leave the citadel a bloody mess.
That's right. We're yeah.
Cleanup crew.
I was
I-
expecting that the orcs would be somewhere else.
They're at the top.
Usually,
of
there's
the
not many
cliff.
people that hang around in a battlefield.
Their castle is about to be attacked.
Yeah, it won't be a field itself. Like we're gonna be
I don't
fighting
see
in
why
the
they would
streets.
abandon their castle if they haven't lost it.
That is a point I didn't consider.
It's not. Yeah. Anyway.
If it's for a vote, then I vote that we leave. But I guess it depends on. And we also need to.
You don't. By the
bury
way,
Alec.
from a meta game perspective, don't worry about plot related things for not sticking around if that's a concern.
Oh, don't worry. We're past the point of sticking to any kind of plot here, aren't we? I mean, I didn't know there was a plot when we started this campaign. I did think it was pure sandbox. And
Well, this
It's clear
adventure
that-
site was my attempt to not make it a pure sandbox, and it basically didn't work. So it has basically gone that way. Yeah.
this plot did not survive an encounter with the players. I think
Yeah.
it might have survived a lot better if we'd had a bloody clue, but
All good.
So,
well.
Lyria, what would you want to do?
why are you asking her? It's not like she's the boss.
She is the boss, though, isn't she?
I'll hold my one finger up to Kark.
My opinion can be bought.
I don't see any benefit of us sticking around except for a quick death.
I'm not up for that. I'm good for that.
Maybe it's time we head back to. We all started in the same town, didn't we?
We can all go back to Riverwood.
Fuck, I hate that place. That is the fucking armpit of this whole region.
But we need to let Alec's parents know that he died.
Or we could finish them off and take their stuff, and then they won't be sad anymore.
Kark!
They
You
probably
can't be
have
saying
nothing to
that.
take.
It's practical.
Let's also not forget the reason you're out here adventuring in the first place. You all have legends as well, personal legends.
Yeah, well, we could just... if we can't go back that way, or if we're not going to go back that way, we just carry on the way we were going, northeast.
Northeast for you, definitely. Northwest for Kark, north central for Lyria. I think it's all in the north anyway, right?
What the actual shit?
Well, what?
Never
Okay,
mind.
why don't we head back to that one town that we were at a few days back? Rest, recoup, see if we can find another.
What, fucking swamp bottom?
Yeah,
That's a
no.
good point. But that's like ages away. And we have to cross that river.
Town.
We're on the right side of the river this side. We could just go north.
We don't have a decoy to feed to the giant octopus this time.
So yeah, I think if we go north into the mountains, we could,
I don't want to. Why are we climbing mountains?
well, we could go around the mountains and go north. Or we could go through the forests and go north.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Kind of keeps us going to where we were originally going before we got distracted and waylaid by what's her name and a fox.
Yeah,
We have
some
a fox.
pointy-eared bitch.
Mergaline was her name. Not that any of you are going to remember that
There's-
next time either.
There's no need to.
What do you mean next time?
call
This is the
them-
last session.
Spoiler, season 2.
What do you? I was about to ask, like, what do you know that I don't? But obviously, quite a lot.
I mean, so, Kark, you want to go and raid the guys?
Look, here's what I would like to do. Do you remember when we were outriders in the army? We used to go around burning stuff and pillaging things and, taking things and then, getting absolutely shit-faced and then doing it all again?
That's what you used to do when I wasn't around.
And I'd really like to get back to that. And I'm pretty confident that Pointy Ears over here is up for that sort of thing. And, I think you'd learn to like it. I think we should go and burn some things and take their stuff and then sell it for alcohol money.
Seems a bit mean.
Is it, though?
To be fair, they'd probably do the same to us if given the chance.
To be fair, who gives a shit? When you shoot a deer with an arrow, do you ask, oh, it's a bit mean for the deer?
No, but I do sort of respect the fact that it's died, and I obviously offer
Yeah.
What?
Respect.
Oh, Kark. It's like you don't know me at all.
It's like maybe that I was thinking you were more of a predator than you are.
So, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan for this evening?
What's north?
The mountains.
Right.
A forest and mountains.
Sounds like a
Yes.
sum total of sweet funcon.
Well, no, weren't we talking about going to meet up with someone to negotiate trade with the town and the lizardmen or something?
That was in the forest. No, that was in the swamps to the north, wasn't it, of where Lagoon Point was.
And then I think we were
It
going
was
to
the
go
other side of the swamps.
quite
yeah.
a bit east, weren't we?
That's
We
what
could
you
go
had talked
north.
about.
I mean, go around.
Well, we talked about it, but that doesn't make it like a good idea or anything.
It's like, we could go where my legend is. Oh, that's a really good idea, I think.
Yeah.
So you had previously talked about one of the options
Fuck it,
you had talked about was
mountains
going
it is.
east. Was going east from where Lagoon Point was, to
Which is
look at some
through the
trade and that
forest.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes a good debate, and I know Lyria kind of gives into him, and
You can
lets him
move
know
more
she's not gonna
safely.
fight him.
You can move more safely through territory that you've already traveled through as well, which is why you kind of backtracked a little bit previously.
I have totally lost Jito tabletop, I think. I just keep finding new ones.
Yeah, with
You gotta
what
put the-
happened in the dungeon there, I'm not too keen on pressing Key too much. I'm going to let him have his way a little bit.
Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Harry, you've got to just paste the link exactly from the thing. If you're at the Gtove dashboard.
Oh, so it's not like I can
So-
follow the link or anything.
No,
It's just...
you can't from your own dashboard in Gtove. It's only showing the tabletops that you control yourself. So you have to put in the one that ends in FIH. Right. So where are you gonna sleep? That's what I want to know.
Well, if you don't want to sleep here, let's skedaddle and let's maybe go sleep in the forest where there's a wee bit more shelter from the elements.
Either that or we head to the edge of the town, bring the animals, and camp in one of the ruined buildings overnight.
Okay, we can do
Also a
that.
solid choice.
It's
We'll do that then.
defensible.
We'll do that then.
Okay. All right. As you leave the kind of entrance of the dungeon, you notice that the elves are kind of watch you go, but they're not really paying that too much attention to you. They're just kind of noting that you're not coming to join them. You're also not going up the towards the path that leads up to the top of the cliff. You're kind of heading away from the city. But they're all in kind of quite furious, quiet debate with each other, probably planning what they're going to be doing exactly.
I did not remember that we had to walk past the elves to defect to the orcs, so
Anyway, it's
aye, good shout.
You also notice that as you leave the dungeon, because I guess you're kind of like debating whether you're going to stay in that first entrance room in some shelter or to leave it. When you did decide to leave, there was an elf who, just before the door swung closed, kind of ran up and put like a stick in the way to keep the door open.
Okay.
Anyway, you go back, recover the Greta and Nanny, head to a ruined building, which is easy enough to find, kind of on the edge of the city, as far from the cliff face as you can get, which still has has a roof on it, so it's actually can provide some shelter. Although there's definitely drafts blowing through open windows and that sort of thing. Yeah, and you're able to. I'm not going to ask for a make a camp roll. I'm more than happy for you to just camp there for the night and get some sleep.
Yep.
Actually, no. I'm going to ask for a make a camp roll because that's actually kind of important. So I'm just thinking this through. What could possibly happen otherwise?
What could possibly go wrong? What are we going to do with the body?
Which body?
Alec.
Did you bring him with you?
Forgot him.
We did. Yeah, I brought him all the way back out.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So I need to bury him.
No, we should definitely cremate him. We don't know what the hell kind of disease is in that tomb.
But if we do that, that's going to give away where we are.
Yeah, if we do that,
everyone knows where we are. We just walked right past them.
But the orcs don't.
The orcs don't give a shit. We're not elves.
No. The orcs will care if they look over the edge and see a fucking bonfire.
Big bonfire. Yeah, we can't do that.
Funeral pyre.
You know what? Screw what these two say. I'm gonna make the damn pyre, and they can just stop me.
No.
How's about that?
You can't do this. No, because then they'll all come down.
What's the roll, Matt, for making a big bonfire?
What's my willpower
at?
Shut it, elf. You love fire.
Okay, I got enough.
Oh God. I mean, I'm assuming while you're making a camp, you're going to be making a fire anyway to keep keep warm. Because even though it's the spring, it's going to be cold at night.
Yeah, but then at that point we would be able to do it inside the house that we're
of course.
in,
And
fireplace.
To be fair, a corpse burning fire is going to be substantial.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. What I'm saying is, you're asking about building a fire. I would say if you wanted to build a pyre, it's going to take you a quarter day to build the pyre, like to gather the wood that is required, etc. And then burning the actual body would just wouldn't take too long. But the fire that would burn would be very bright, and it would be burning probably for at least another quarter hour, if not 2.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Kark might have a good idea.
It would be very distracting for any orcs that were looking in our direction.
What?
Look, they'd come and look at this fire. They'd be like, "Oh, look, there's a human corpse just burning. Wow, isn't that weird?"
So
but they're about to be distracted anyway.
Yeah, they'll come looking. The elves can sneak in.
Very bad idea.
Actually, the elves will love this.
You all need to sleep as well, by the way, because your health is absolutely fucking atrocious. Let's just look at how your health is actually from the last time.
I'm a little bit hurt.
You've got 1 strength left.
Oh yes, I'm quite fit.
Sorry, that's Kark. Kark has 1 strength left. Key has 3 strength left, and Lyria has 2 strength left.
Yeah.
So actually getting a good night's sleep is,
pretty crucial.
Probably recommended, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you wonder why I wanted some fresh meat and some booze.
This is Arlic at the top here, who we can ignore for now. In fact, I'm just gonna hide all of his tokens so it's a bit obvious that he's no longer in the land of the living. So, what's the plan? I'm giving you some kind of. I realize I'm kind of leading you by the nose a little bit, but
Okay, we're in evening time right now. Okay, so.
Right, let's make this camp and let's get going. All right, let's do it. Right, who's making camp? Let's say Key do it and I'll help.
Yep.
There we go.
So it's a survival roll, and you get one help die. Remember that your wits are full.
And I also get. But I get I guess I won't get the bonus for making camp with a small tent because we're inside.
No, you can, sure. We could, yeah. Yeah, why not? Because, I mean, the idea of the tent is also to make sure that if it's raining or something, you don't get tripped on or anything like that. And we can say that the roof is kind of caved in places. You don't find something that's perfect. These are some ruins that have been overrun by the forest. All right?
There you go.
So go for it.
I forgot to add the +1 skill. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I got,
you got two successes anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, fine. So you make a good camp. You spend the quarter day doing that. What's Lyria doing while he's making camp?
Okay, so while they're making camp, can I go meet up with the elves and tell them, hey,
Yeah.
we lost one of our guys. We had this idea about creating a pyre for his funeral to use that as a distraction, which would help you be able to get up. We're not in a place to be able to go up with you. We got banged up pretty hard. But at the very least, our friend's noble sacrifice could at least be towards the benefit of the party, of the raiding party.
The leader of the elves kind of looks at you and looks at you for a long while without saying anything. Her name, by the way, was... I don't remember. I've got it written somewhere. Ulmaya. And she just looks at you for quite a long time. And you can't tell her expression. I mean, you didn't grow up around many elves, so... in fact, I think we said that you grew up around humans, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, so you're not really familiar with like the expression she's giving you, or you're not kind of sure why she's taking so long to respond. You're getting a little bit uncomfortable. And then finally she says, no, do not light a fire. We're going to be attacking at night. The element of surprise is crucial. And if they see a fire, they might suspect that there might be an attack coming. It's an interesting idea, but I think it's best not to give them any warning whatsoever.
Kale, unfortunately, that is all that we really had to offer to this. As I said, we got pretty banged up in there.
Yes, well...
So unfortunately, we won't be able to join you.
I know that bloodshed... I know that preventing bloodshed was what Mergoline wanted, but she's not going to have her way. And at that, she has the faintest hint of a smile. There will be blood spilled tonight. Or at dawn. And hopefully not elven blood.
I only hope.
I strongly urge you to get as far from here as you can. Because we're not here to kill all the orcs. We're here to get our ruby back. And then we will be retreating.
Well, here. I'll take out the fake one and hand it to her in case this comes in handy. This is the one that Margaline gave to us.
She shrugs and puts it in a pocket. I doubt it will prove useful, but...
It was an actual ruby, wasn't it? Just not a soul ruby?
That was it was a fake ruby, is what she said.
But
I was
who
under the
knows
impression
how
we were
I didn't ask
with
you to
substantial
make
stuff.
I didn't ask you to make a jewel crafting roll to check. Oh, there's a crafting skill actually, so. You know.
No, it's fine. I'm a goblin. What would I know about rubies?
Not much, I imagine.
It's big and red. Woo!
Yeah, so with that, I'll say, well, we wish you well, and may our paths meet again. And then I'll turn
Indeed.
and walk away.
Okay. She kind of just says indeed and then doesn't really say much else and turns back to her colleagues who are still looks like they're in the planning mode. Okay, so the quarter day passes. You've made camp. Who's going to sleep? Who's going to keep watch? Are any of you going to keep watch?
I need to sleep.
You won't recover anything if you don't sleep.
I need to sleep, but I will take watch.
If
Lyria is not going to.
If Lyria doesn't keep watch, then I'm happy to.
Oh no,
Let-
I'll keep watch.
In that case, I will be happy to sleep because fuck, I need it.
So all of you who are sleeping, go ahead and move your on your character sheet. Take all of your attribute damage and put it to 0. It's the damage tab next to your attributes. Just zero that out.
Yep.
Okay. And it looks like, just for people watching on here, it's this damage tab, which is all zeroed now. Illyria's keeping 1 strength damage and 1 empathy damage by keeping watch. And I guess you're in the night phase then, and dawn is basically right at the end of the night phase. So yeah, do you want to kind of wake them up just before the attack happens, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
All right. The evening passes without anything happening. You can see that this just as soon as the sky ever so slightly starts to lighten. So you're probably like I don't know, an hour ish from dawn. You wake everyone up and you start making your way. But we're, for the purposes of like travel and stuff, we're going to treat it as you're in the morning segment now.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just going to duplicate the dates. So we're on the 39th now. All right.
I guess we're going to go. I guess we're going to go into the hex that we've already travelled in.
Yeah. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, that makes sense. And then that gets us 1 hex away. Yeah, like that.
There, like that.
Yep.
Okay. It takes you a quarter day to move through forest terrain, but remember you can move through 2 terrains beyond that. However, something happens. Like dawn has broken. You're making your way through the forest. You're far enough away that like you can't hear the sounds of battle unless it was like a really, really loud pitched battle, which you don't actually hear. But you imagine if something had happened, it would have happened by now, because it's sort of a few hours after dawn. And then, okay, so one of the things is when you're going back through the hexes you've already traveled through, you don't have to make a lead the way roll to have a mishap, that sort of thing. But you can have somebody keeping watch. Is anybody keeping watch?
That'll be me.
All right, give me a scouting roll. And I'm going to say you can't push this one.
Yep.
This specific one.
It's been a while. I can't remember what it is.
Because it's passive.
So that's...
So key 3 wits and 4 scouting.
Yep. There we go, 2 successes.
2 successes. One thing I forgot to ask you, by the way, when you were making camp, did you want to spend any of your experience points on anything? Apologies.
No, it's fine. I'll happily wait.
Parker Illyria? I think some of you might have been waiting for 10 XP for some new talents.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I remember I was waiting for something. But...
Oh, no, talents are 6 each, aren't they? Anyway.
Harry, I can't hear you. Sorry, mate.
I wasn't waiting for anything specific. I was just thinking that making camp and getting the shit out of here was the number one thing.
Sure, but it's a time where you can do it. So skills, for example, are the new rank multiplied by 5. Talents, if you want to take a higher talent, is the new rank multiplied by 3. But if you wanted to learn a new talent, it's a bit more difficult. You have to make a wits roll, and it takes a quarter day to attempt it. So I'd say that probably doesn't make sense in this instance. Same with learning a new skill, takes a quarter day as well. So I'd say if you wanted to increase any of them, or you want to, like, assuming that you used, I'd say in this case, if you used any of these skills in the kind of past kind of 24 hours or so of game time, then I'd be okay with you taking an increase. I'm not sure if anybody.
Yeah, I think I failed my roll last time, so.
Right.
I'm not really
increasing
thinking
my
about it.
axe mastery ability would be nice, but not strictly speaking very vital right now.
Oh, it's up to you. If you want to do that, you can spend 6 XP to do that.
You know what? Sod it. Yeah, I'll do that just now.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll reduce my XP again and increase the rank on that.
Okay, so you got
There we
2
go,
in Axe
lovely.
Fire. Cool.
Improved axe fighter.
I've
When you
colored
hit an enemy with your axe and inflict at least 1 point of damage, you automatically inflict a critical injury.
Yeah. So I've colored that kind of a light yellow, and I've also colored the hand axe in your gear a light yellow. and the melee skill, a light yellow, because that's just to trigger for you when you're using their melee skill and you have an axe. Don't forget about that talent, because that's when it comes into play. Okay. I've done the same thing with Key's longbow. I put a little asterisk after it with a sharpshooter, not to forget how that works, and your marksmanship skill. And Lyria with manipulation and your sharp tongue.
Thank you, office manager, for color coding the paperwork.
Did Lyria want to take any advance at all, Charlotte?
I was just trying to remember what I got last time, and I think I spent 5 points on survival, if I am remembering right.
And we...
I mean, you're 5
our
XP
deceased
down.
friend of XP and divvy it up between us.
No.
Don't get if you don't ask.
So you could... I mean, if you were kind of waiting for more XP to do your second rank in your magic, your Path of Blood, the cost without a teacher is tripled. So that means instead of it being... hold on. Instead of it being... Hold on. The cost of XP for increasing the rank in a magic league is tripled. Oh god, yeah. Okay, so that's a lot of XP. So that's, instead of it being 6, it would be 18.
Yeah, last time I kind of factored that in and decided not to hold my breath for that one.
Okay.
Do you want for us to go questing to find you a magic teacher?
It wasn't top of the list, but if we came across someone.
Just
What
that
would
the
it-
mountains obviously are going to suck massively because we don't have winter gear.
The weather should be getting nicer. It's starting to get to spring.
Such
We're
a
in,
tenderfoot.
we're in summer, aren't we?
No, you're in the spring. You're in spring,
We're in
Wayne.
spring. Okay. Oh yeah. of
It's
course
just,
we
so
are.
you're like kind of basically halfway in the middle of spring.
Oh, great. So some of the snow should have melted by now. I'm sure it will be fine.
Right.
Well, the first frostbite's going to be you.
So you don't really have the time, because you're trying to get away, to learn anything new. You don't have enough XP to take a second rank in any of your skills. You also don't have any time to learn a new talent. So the only way you could spend any of your 9 XP, Charlotte, would be if you wanted to increase one of your talents to rank 2. And that would be Sharp Tongue or Defender. And that, at a cost of 6 XP.
No, I'll hold on to it.
Okay. All right. Cool. So...
I mean, if you gave us that second XP for extraordinary actions last turn, I could have actually done something.
Yeah, when I was looking at the list, I've got a bit more than one.
So, moving on swiftly, not to beat a dead horse here.
Not to beat a dead Erlich.
Yeah, you've moved into the forest. You're several hours into the forest, or a few hours into the forest. Key is keeping watch, and you rolled 2 successes on your scouting roll for keeping watch. And you notice something running towards you from behind, from the way you came, and it's
Right.
it's the fox.
Okay.
It comes running kind of purposefully towards you, and then it kind of do you call a stop when you see it, or what do you want to do?
Yeah. Stop.
Okay. It runs into the midst of you and kind of sits there, kind of panting ever so slightly.
What's
And
wrong?
It kind of cocks its head at you. It says, hey, there's, I'm sure you're aware there's a lot of carnage going on back there.
Yes.
Little disappointed that you're not taking part.
We kind of already took part
Hmm? Did you
in a
know? Did you know?
fight. Yeah. Smell of blood.
It starts kind of walking around you all, smelling you. And pauses near Lyria. Oh yes, I can smell blood on this one for sure. And is that snakes I can smell?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It kind of takes a step back from you. It says, "Tell me about the snakes now."
Wiggly.
They were kind of a mixture of green and black, and
It's like a worm but with teeth on one end.
they.
Why do you
kind of-
smell like snakes?
because we saw some, and we fought them.
You
and
fought
we
snakes.
Killed a whole bunch.
We went into the dungeon underneath the citadel and we were attacked by snakes.
Forgive me, forest spirit, but I really thought that was outside of the forest and therefore none of your business.
The place that where the carnage is happening sits in the middle of the forest. Anyway,
Didn't see any.
But it is not the forest.
What are you running from?
I'm running to catch up with you to find out why
Okay.
why you're not taking part in this glorious carnage that's happening. It's
What is your angle?
a sight to see. My angle. That's a funny question. Well, that's for me to know and for you not to know. I'll be off.
Okay.
I'll be off
Fair
now.
enough.
All right. See you later, Fox.
See you later, indeed.
I saw a wood pigeon over there making a nest. I bet it's got eggs.
It sticks its tongue out at you and trots away. Off to your left, off to the north.
I get enough of that at home.
This is the direction we're going.
You're going to the north? I thought you were going off back. Oh, sorry. Okay. You're heading to
We've
the north?
kind of gone north, but then we need to make a decision of whether we're going to go. We can either carry on going north into the mountains
Right.
and scout around the lake, or we can go off to the east, or we can go off to the west.
The fox trots away from you at pace to towards the north.
Yep.
We'll probably see him again.
Right. What do you want to do?
Well, if no one's going to offer me an opinion, I'll go my own way, and I'll lead them towards the east. So the mountain's going to be on my right-hand side, forest on my left.
So back the way you
Go-
came.
No, so I guess on the map.
Oh, along the coast, along the coastline, like
So
here.
instead of going along the coastline, I'll just join. So I was thinking we'd go. I
I
guess
see where we are now.
this way, and then
Oh, so you're gonna go north.
this way.
Okay.
and
That's
that was the way I
west.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
So
head.
either
You're gonna
way.
head north. You're gonna head like up towards the mountains, edge of the
Yeah.
edge of the forest, kind of thing.
Yeah. Just stay on the edge of the forest and the mountains.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So go ahead and decide who's going to be taking the lead position on in the new hex, and what you're going to be doing for. I guess you're going to be scouting again, Ed.
I would be if Harry's going
Alex.
to lead the way.
Oh, yeah.
If Harry leads the way, I'll scout.
Okay. So for lead the way, in fact, rather than looking up the book, I'll just show all our viewers here. Lead the way is a survival roll.
Mhm.
So go ahead and give me that. And this is because this takes a quarter day, you can't push this one.
Oops, I put the numbers and the letters backwards. There we go.
Okay, and give me a scouting roll, please, Ed. Oh wow, 4 successes. I hope you're not using up all your dice karma right now, for your own sake. Okay, we're in the
That's
online
fine.
dice.
we're in the
Can't
next.
put online dice in dice jail.
I've moved you into the next segment, which is the daytime
Yep.
segment. This is still difficult terrain, so it's going to take you a whole segment to move through it.
Sure.
And what happens is, as you kind of move through, you find that because with your scouting roll, you notice there's more movement coming from behind you.
Right. Okay. Right. So there's more movement coming from behind us.
I bet it's Mr. Brushtail brought his
You
friends.
can't tell necessarily, but it seems to be you can't see like when you first see it. You see it quite a ways
Yeah.
off, which because with a good roll. All you can tell is that there are several figures moving through the forest behind you. More than
Right,
it's
okay.
not just one thing. It's not an animal. It's bipedal, humanoid
Yeah.
shaped figures moving through the forest.
Okay. I guess in that case, we can kind of. I'll try and see if I can find so I can go up if there's any kind of raised parts in the forest, so we can get some elevation.
I mean, you're entering the bit where there's mountains coming with the forest kind of encroaching onto it. So, by all definitely there's hilly terrain there, still forested and everything. Excuse me. You would have seen them from a rise, with a wooded rise looking back and around you. You would have seen them kind of approaching.
Yeah. Are they coming directly towards us,
There,
or are they moving in the northern direction?
It looks like they might even be following your tracks.
Shit. Okay. All right then. We've got people following us. We need to hustle.
So where?
I guess we can either go into the mountains or try and lose them in the forest.
Well, we've got our animals with us too.
Hidden tracks is not going to work very well,
No.
no matter whether we're in the mountains or in the forest.
Okay. Well, we could always try and make a stand here. If we get a little bit, so I've got a little bit of range, so I can see them coming at a bit more of a distance. Find something that's a tactical advantage, and then go from there. I
think
reckon
we're
they're
more likely
probably
to be better off trying to find some high ground and clear sight lines, because and I don't think those are in the forest.
Okay. Let's make our way up towards the into the hills then.
Yeah. Okay.
See if we can clear the tree line before they get to us.
Yeah.
I'll lead on.
Do you want to make a give me a move roll if you're kind of doing this at pace?
Mm-hmm.
I want this from everyone, so you're all gonna need to give me a. Oh, hold on. Let me just think about this for a second. No, you know what? We're gonna waive this pass because I don't want to bog this down necessarily. Don't worry about the move roll.
Okay.
You can keep ahead of them. You're moving deeper into the hills, right?
Yep. So
at some point the hills are going to stop going up and down, and they're going to mainly go up. So at some point you're going to run out of like dipping bits.
Yep, that's fine. I guess as soon as it starts to kind of be more up, where we've got higher elevation, I guess that's when we'll stop. If there's some convenient stones or anything like that we can kind of put the animals behind, and I guess that'll be our place to kind of make a stand. That way, if they're going to come out of the forest, I'll be able to see them at a decent distance and fire at them.
My guess is that it's orcs and they're hostile.
Or elves.
Well,
So
I don't know why the elves would be hostile to us, but you don't follow people like this unless you're hostile, I suspect.
They could be trying to catch up with us.
Okay, so just to paint a clear picture for me, you wanted to kind of keep going until there was no, you got to a point where there were still some trees, but not necessarily lots of trees, and you've got the high ground basically because it's not going up.
So we've got the
anymore.
high ground.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So it's still, I mean, it's rising still, relatively, the slope, there's not really steep slopes or anything, but it is steadily rising now. The trees are dotted around you now. If anyone's approaching you, it's not thick tree cover. But there are still some trees around. And that's where you turn around to kind of make your stand. And when you do turn around to make your stand, what you notice is that they're not orcs. You can kind of see them making their way towards you. At a distance, but you can clearly see that they're not orcs. It looks like possibly humans and at least one dwarf, and it looks like they're being led by one of the elves that was at the Eye of the Rose.
Okay.
You can tell from the garments, the color and the garments, they were all in a group. They were all kind of wearing garments of a certain type, and this one kind of fits how that looks. It wasn't the main one. It wasn't the one that Kark fought or anything like that. But that's what you see. So what do you want to do?
Okay.
They're still at a distance.
Yep.
I was starting to get some real Fellowship of the Ring vibes there. The final battle with the orcs.
Does anybody know any dwarves?
Never met one.
Not that I recall.
What's a fucking dwarf?
As soon as they start kind of getting towards the trees, I'll shout down. Stop! What are you doing?
The elf holds its hand up when he can see you, and says, "These people need your help." And then he turns, and walks through them, and just walks back the way he came.
All right.
They all look quite haggard. Like their clothes are not in very good condition. They don't appear to be armed at all. One dwarf you can see is holding a hammer, like a sledgehammer at his side. Not like a war hammer. Definitely like a hammer used to like split like stone, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they found some prisoners up in the citadel.
I'll wander down.
The dwarf with the sledgehammer steps forward. And he says, "Greetings.
Hi.
Are you going to help us?"
Sure. Who are you?
My name is Oromund. I'm a dwarf from the Canidays clan. I think it's clan. I need to double check. Yeah. And myself and my fellows here were all being kept prisoner by those orcs.
Oh, okay.
There was a great battle just starting when we were found, and the elves helped us to escape. Some of us were killed in the fight, but we made it back out through, I believe, the way you tried to come.
I see. Okay, that makes sense.
There was tunnels and snakes. And some ash, lots of ash, and the smell of charred flesh.
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, I'm happy to help you.
I'm not.
Well,
Don't mind him.
He kind of looks at Kark, says, "Well, you're heading north, I see. Well, my friend and I, this is Artebord. He's also a dwarf. We're heading to Stone Garden."
Okay.
Which is off to the north. If you could at least help us get to a dwarf settlement nearby.
Do you know how to get there?
Well, there's dwarves in these mountains, so you're heading...
Okay.
You can drop us off at a dwarf settlement. That'll be fine.
Sure. We're happy to do that.
As for these humans, you'll have to ask them what they want. I doubt they want to go to Stone Garden or any other dwarf settlement.
Well, if it's safe, it's better than being in an orc encampment.
The humans, one is an elderly man. I wouldn't say how old he seems to be. To us these days, he would appear to be in his like late 60s, maybe. In the Ravenlands, he's probably like 40. He holds a finger up and he says, "I just want out of these blasted lands."
Okay, well, we can do that.
And by lands, I mean this whole land. I want to get back to civilization. I've had it.
Where are you from?
I'm an Alderlander. It sounds like you are from your accent.
A long time ago.
Yes, well...
Alderland isn't civilization, pal.
I want to get back where there are more humans and not all these blasted orcs and
what was your name?
dwarves. My name is Anselm.
It's a stupid name.
One of the other humans puts his hand on Anselm's shoulder and says, "Listen, I want to get back to any human settlement. It doesn't matter which. I don't really fancy going to a dwarf one, but if you find a dwarf one, that'll be fine for now. If you could just help us find someplace where they won't keep us prisoner, that's all I ask."
Look at the dwarves.
And then the last one, there's 5 people here, so 2 dwarves and 3 humans. The last human is a human woman, and she says, "And I want to get back to my village. I was enslaved and sold to these orcs to work. We've all been working, building things for them in their stupid stronghold. I just want to get back and see if my village is still there, or whether they were all captured. I don't know."
I'm Key. Nice to meet you.
I'm Talinda. And she tells you roughly that like where her village is, and because you've traveled a little bit, it's kind of back off to the east a ways.
Okay.
And that's 10. That's the 5.
And so I didn't get the younger male's name.
Oh, Valom.
Okay. Well, look, I'm more than happy to help you. I kind of look at the others. And yeah, I think we should help you to some civilization. Look, Ormond, are you happy if we all go to a dwarven settlement and then we rest up and recuperate, and then I can take these 3 to some human settlement?
Aye, it sounds good. Deal with us dwarves first. We're more important, definitely.
I think you're closer.
Well, yes, that too. At that point, you hear something in the distance.
Right.
I won't make you re-roll because you're still in the same hex. And you rolled 4 successes. You hear a distant cry of an eagle. Something like that.
Okay.
God, that was horrible. It's distant. But everyone kind of, it's in a lull in conversation. Everyone kind of hears it. Some of them kind of like look up like, oh, that's interesting, but not everyone.
I think we need to move. So I think we should carry on going north into the mountains.
Listen, Key.
Yeah.
I think we should cut these turds loose. Because orcs tend to come after prisoners.
Right, but
Now
we
the
can't
dwarves I understand, because the dwarf stronghold's a pretty interesting place to be. Useful, nice place to rest. But the humans can offer absolutely nothing.
Well, that's not exactly fair, is it? We can't just leave them to it.
Yeah, we can. It'd be easy.
No.
And if they insist on following us, we could just cut their
No.
hamstrings.
No.
The eagle's cry is definitely closer this time.
We need to leave. So, if you all want to survive, and you want to see human civilization again, or dwarven civilization, I think we should go this way. This is Lyria. This is Kark. Don't worry about him. Keep an eye on her. We'll be fine. Come on.
Are you saying that you're dismissing me as a threat?
I think that's a
Alright,
good
just
thing.
Remember, all you gotta do is run faster than the slowest person.
Dwarves have a dex penalty on this pit, right?
Which direction did you want to head?
So I'm kind of sort of changing my mind now.
Which way is dwarf strongholds?
Where we are on the thing, I think I'm actually going to end up going northeast.
So
into
this direction.
That direction, yeah. Because I figure if there's going to be a stronghold, they'll probably be near the water's edge.
When we talk to the dwarves, they basically say that the dwarves build their strongholds like deep in the heart of the mountains. So they're kind of saying they're not sure because this isn't actually the area that they're from. But they're sure that there are definitely some bigger settlements like deeper sort of this way towards the sort of northeast. But there may be some smaller dwarf settlements over here. But dwarves like to have a bit of space. They don't like to have a lot to do with the other kin. And they do mention that there's a river that runs, the cold water runs kind of past these mountains, and there's plenty of water coming out of the mountains themselves too. That there's no need to be near the kind of swamp lake.
Okay, well in that case, shall we just continue going north?
Not that I'm trying to railroad you anywhere.
Due north makes sense in a strategic sense because a small group will make it over the mountains a lot faster than a large war party.
Okay, let's go.
Going over the
north.
difficult bit of the mountains with just a small group is going to work out a lot better.
Okay.
I'm going to check to see if is it Greta,
Greta's the donkey.
Donkey. If there's any rope, or is there anything that we can use?
Sure, we can say that there's a little bit of rope. That's the last that you got from Arlek's bag of never-ending treasures.
Now it's empty.
And now it's empty.
Okay.
Yeah, you
That's
find some rope. Okay, so you're heading due north. So you're heading basically towards
Straight into the mountains.
towards that hex, yeah?
That's the one.
Okay.
Preferably
While
through
you're
that
kind of
little pass.
discussing with each other, like where you're going to be going, you're talking to the dwarves, etc. The eagle cries are getting closer. They're coming off from your left, off to the west, and it sounds like they're coming quite close to like the mountain's edge, like not deep within the forest, but more like sort of here, that sort of region.
It's Gandalf. He's found me again.
Right, okay.
Definitely getting closer. It sounds like, they're heading kind of maybe towards you, possibly, or they're getting louder. Let's put it that way.
Okay, this is my most favorite terrain to be traveling through. So I'm going to take it as carefully as we can because I know that we'll probably fall to our deaths or something.
If you get help dice from one of the dwarfs, does he get 2 help dice? Because it's a favourite terrain for dwarves.
No. If you had to do a forced march where you have to do like pushing your hiking rolls, then they would maybe there would be an argument for that. But you're not doing that yet.
I'm not pushing us. No.
So
because we'll probably die.
Yeah.
You start making your way through the hex, and after not very long, we'll say maybe only 30 minutes or so, the cries are getting closer constantly, until keeping an eye around you, looking around you as you're kind of pushing forward. You see a sight. You see a sight that kind of sends a jolt through you. Something large is flying through the sky, and it seems to be heading towards you. And just as you notice it, that there's a second one closer to the ground.
What? Okay.
There's not a lot of tree. There's still a little bit of tree cover, but there's not much tree cover where you're at because you've been pushing more towards the mountains and away from the forest.
Yep.
So there are some sporadic trees around, but it appears that they're heading directly for you.
Okay.
And when I say large creatures, it looks like the wings are huge. There's some large body kind of hanging under the wings. But the cries are certainly, I mean, you're a hunter, you're used to the forest. They're definitely the cries of an eagle. But the body, you can see 4 legs kind of hanging down from a kind of a heavy body.
Okay.
You've never seen anything like it before, any of you.
Shit.
It's over, Gandalf. It's been over for 15 years.
I'm going to...
You've got a few minutes before they're basically going to be on top of you. What do you want to do?
Okay, we all need to get under some kind of brush or some kind of tree. Everyone pick a tree.
What is it? What is it?
I don't know what it is.
What should we do? What? Do you have a weapon? Do you have a
Get
weapon?
flat, you fucking idiots.
I don't need a weapon. Some of these others are strong. Maybe. Do you have a weapon? You can spare them.
Shut up and get to the trees.
Idiot.
I'll throw the... I think, didn't Arlek have like a staff? I'll throw that to one of them. I think...
Arlek,
I'm sure
Arlek had a staff and a knife. Yeah.
I'll give them a knife and a staff.
Okay. Yeah.
And...
So, Talinda takes the staff, the woman, and Thalom takes the knife. And they run, all 3 of them together. The humans run together to a tree. And the dwarves... Ardebord, the one who doesn't have a hammer, kind of looks at you and says, "Do you have a weapon I can use too?"
Heck for rocks, you fucking idiot.
I've got... the only thing I've got is my club, so I'll give him my club.
You're going to give him your club? Yeah?
Yeah, which leaves me with
I'm going to unlimber my crossbow.
All right.
Which leaves me my bow, and that's all.
Okay. All right. Where are the 3 of you looking for hiding? So the dwarves go and they find another tree to kind of clump around.
Yeah.
Again, the tree.
Go on. Since this is hill country, I'm expecting there's going to be like big rocks falling down and glacial moraines and piles of scree and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I should imagine that I'll be able to like scuttle my way into like a rocky crevice somewhere. Just like a horrible crossbow-armed scorpion.
I wish he's fit those pants.
You managed to find something that's yeah. There's a little it's not quite a crevasse, but it's like a whatever you would call it, like a dip behind yeah, where there's like maybe a boulder nearby. But bear in mind, anything that's flying through the air would be able to see you. It's not like you're inside a cave or anything.
Yeah, but it's probably a whole lot better than nothing.
Yeah, sure. What about Lyria?
I will see if I can find a rock that's big enough for me and Greta to hide behind, and I'll take it.
Okay.
Because he'll have his donkey.
They're kind of panicking because they can hear these cries as they're getting closer. So they're not quite panicking like trying to run away, but you can tell that they're spooked and they're kind of fight or flight. These are definitely prey animals. They're starting to feel a little bit, or they're starting to get a little bit concerned. But you find another boulder where you can kind of mostly get them hidden from view. Again, I'm not going to say that there's like something that's perfectly sheltering all of you. And what about you?
I'm gonna go to the nearest tree, I guess I can, to kind of hide me.
Rock.
To hide me from above, as if they look down, they might not see me. But enough that will give me enough cover that if I need to. But otherwise, I'm gonna just have an arrow ready on my bow. And just wait.
Just as you're all kind of getting yourselves situated, you've got only a few minutes before they're going to kind of be on top of you. You hear something pounding through the kind of the scree and the underbrush from the direction of these creatures.
Right.
And you're the first one to see it. Key is the fox. It's running flat out towards you, and gripped in its teeth is a baby animal of some description. It looks, you can see like a bird's head, but what suspiciously looks like the body of maybe like some sort of lion cub. And it's got wings as well, but one of the wings is bent at a funny angle and kind of dragging on the ground as the fox is running, and the other one is gripped in the fox's mouth. And you can see that this baby is alive. It's kind of mewling ever so slightly as the fox is running with it, and it runs straight past you with it, directly towards Lyria.
Son of a...
Drops the cub at your feet, says, "This should be interesting," and goes running off again. And at just that moment, the baby lets out like a shrieking sound, like "Mama!" basically. And that's when the griffins attack. Let's do initiative.
Do we have to?
On my initiative step,
I knew I should have shot that
try
fox.
not to appear to be something that should be chased.
I mean, you're hiding, so...
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Arrows are only going to annoy that thing.
I mean, Lyria does have some meat shields that she can possibly use.
That's true. You should use them.
It's all going to go wrong.
Okay, so
This fox has gone from amusing to an existential threat.
what should I draw first? You want me to draw for you three first?
Yeah.
Why the
Yeah.
heck not?
Okay, we'll go for Lyria first. Lyria has a 4, which is not too bad. Then we've got pencil sword there. Harry, I was completely looking at your Zoom label. All right, you've got a 9, I'm afraid. I was just looking if that was a 6 or a 9 because it doesn't have a little line under it. You've got a 9. Ed, you have a 3. Let me just pop these into the tracker as well.
Done it already.
Oh, you're doing it. Brilliant, thank you. We'll do your allies first. We'll split them into 2 groups. We'll do the humans. The humans have a 5. I'll do that very quickly because I've got them ready to go. I just need to unhide them. In fact, if I unhide them, can you pop them in the right place, please?
Sure.
Let me do Show.
Where are they? Yep, humans, got it.
All right. The dwarves have a 6.
Yep.
And the griffin has a 2 and a 10. 2 slots. Let me just uncover that bad boy there. Or girl, actually. Probably more likely a girl. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to move over here on the...
You're right. Fathers can't be good caretakers.
So this is what we've got here. So with the 2, the creature goes first, and it basically, with a massive like thump and with claws like scratching at stone, it lands on the boulder directly above you, Lyria. And it keeps its wings kind of out majestically in front of it. This thing is massive. It's bigger than an earth lion, but it does have the body of a lion, the head of an eagle, and the wings of a massive, like eagle's wings. And it looks down at you.
Step away.
And it's going to attack you, actually. So I guess the question is, do you want to... You cannot parry against monsters, unfortunately. I know you've got a... it's one of the things that...
Hiding behind a shield. How does that work?
Do you hide behind the baby griffin?
Do you have a shield?
Baby griffin.
You're going to go towards the baby griffin. Yeah?
Well, I thought it dropped him at its... I thought the fox dropped baby griffin at my feet. I'm going to pick up the baby griffin.
Okay, you pick up the baby griffin. It's not technically your turn, but we can say that that happened just before the initiative was drawn. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Like while other people are, we'll assume other people are getting their weapons ready or whatever. It looks at you and it starts beating its wings when it sees you have its cub in your grip, and it hits you with a you get hit with this blast of air, which is going to knock you to your arse. Okay, so I get to roll an attack against you, and it will determine whether you take any damage. And if you take even 1 damage, it's just a number, like it's a base damage of 1. So it's just if there is any damage at all, it's going to knock you to the floor, and you'll take whatever damage comes up. So let me just roll this very quickly. Okay, so you take one strength damage, which, oh god, you only had 2 to start with. That's lucky that you only took 1. And you fall to your floor, but you can keep your hand on the griffin. So it throws you backwards. You kind of land quite heavily on the floor, but you keep the baby in your hands. And you can feel straight away that there's something wrong with its wings. Like one of its wings is hanging limply, the other one is bleeding quite badly, and it's also like there's blood on its like matted in its fur from where the fox had grabbed it. And it's only the size of like a lion cub kind
Chihuahua?
of. Maybe a bit smaller even than a lion cub. This thing isn't that old. You imagine, looking at how big the parent is in front of you. And it's probably a bit smaller than a Chihuahua.
It's like a foot long.
So that's the first thing there with the 2. Keys next.
So
one thing I can say is if you can talk to each other, then you can swap initiative and stuff around.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say Key's a bit further because you kind of went into the tree line. I was gonna say, like closer to some trees. And it's more that Kark and Lyria can probably communicate a bit more clearly, but up to you what you want to do.
So I'm going to draw I've got my bow, I draw it, I'm going to start screaming and shouting at it. So I'm trying to distract it from Lyria. And while I'm doing that, I'm like, hey, drop it! Drop the thing! Lyria, drop the thing! And I'm going to hold my action, I guess, to aim, or if I can.
I think you can aim for a fast action. Let me just double check that.
Yeah, no, I can because I had it already.
Yeah, you get a bonus, don't you? Like a +1 or is it +2?
+1, I think. I think it's +1.
Let's double check that. Okay, and you're gonna shoot it with your bow, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to try and shoot it in its flank. I don't really want to kill it, but
So distance that this thing is away from you, I'm gonna say it's at near distance. I don't think it's probably at short because you're all relatively close to each other, right? Which means that you get it's unmodified in terms of range.
right. Okay.
If it was short, you'd have a -1 to it.
Yep.
So that's fine. And with aim, you get... Seeing it here under fast actions, it doesn't say on the table what it gives you. Just find that very quickly. Have you looked it up yourself? No?
No,
That's fine, I'm doing it now. Don't worry, then. Fast action. Oh my god. I don't see it at a glance. So we'll say what it gives you. It's going to give you a +1. Oh, range combat, actions, ready weapon, aim. +1 to the attack.
+1. Okay, so that puts it to there.
I'm assuming you don't want to push that because you'll break your weapon if you push that.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
That's fine. In trying not to hit it, to do any damage to it properly, I shoot near it, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Your arrow goes wide.
I'm so concerned in hurting it.
So, we got Lyria. Lyria, do you want to go now, or do you want to swap places with Karg? I could see the case being made where you'd be shouting like, "Karg, get over here and get this thing," or something.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
But it doesn't matter because he's still going to go before, like, thinking about it kind of meta, looking at the combat tracker, he's still going to go before it takes its second turn.
Yeah, but it gives a chance for other things to kind of get in the way for me to gauge the situation before I have to have a turn. Kark, there's fresh meat!
Oh boy.
So, are you telling me that you are swapping with me, or do I not get a choice about it?
No, I would ask you if you would like to.
No. I tell you what I'm going to do with this thing is I'm going to hide from it and hope it doesn't notice me.
God.
It takes
How many willpower are you sitting on, Harry?
I have no idea.
I looked before. You've got 9 willpower.
I've got no quarrel with this bloody thing. Just give it its cub back and let's get on with our day.
Right. Okay, he's not swapping with you, so what are you going to do? What's Lyria doing on her turn?
I am going to try and hold the cub in front of me and gauge the reaction of the eagle before making any definite movements.
So you don't want to get to your feet?
That'll take me a slow turn, right?
It would take you a slow turn to get to your feet, yeah.
And then...
You could hold an action to try and dodge. You can dodge a monster attack, but you can't parry it. And your hands are... I'm kind of saying your hands are free now because you're holding a cub in 2 hands, right?
Yeah.
So...
Give it back.
You would have probably had to... You probably wouldn't have... You had a hand axe. Is that on the floor then? Or did you kind of quickly pop it in your belt to pick up the cub?
Probably would have stopped it in my belt loop.
We'll say it's on your belt. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. I want to be able to try and hold out the cub to see what kind of reaction the griffin will take. Because if that's all it wants, and it just wants this cub and I'll take it and go, perfect, we can get out of this easy. If not, and if it's still aggressive, I'm going to kill the baby.
I'll let you make a free animal handling roll if you've...
I don't have a skill for animal handling.
Okay, then you can still make one with a base empathy, but I think in this case, I would probably say, because it's technically a monster, you're not really allowed to use animal handling on monsters, but I would say it's close enough to an animal that if you had any skill in animal handling, you could probably try and gauge what it wanted, but we'll leave it then for you.
Yeah,
okay.
like I'm basically going to try to hand it out to see if it'll take it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay.
It wasn't us. It was the fox.
Okay. So for people watching, I just made a private roll on a single d6 as a sort of reaction type of roll. You know, if it was high, it would be good. If it was low, it would be bad. I'm not going to say what I rolled, but it's basically that's going to determine how it reacts to this. You do that. You save. You then say. Did you say? Sorry, you were getting to your feet then as well with your slow action. You could also use. You could also dodge as like. I mean, if you needed 2 different turns, you could dodge twice. And to dodge without a penalty, you throw yourself on the ground. So you could get yourself up to throw yourself back on the ground.
Sure. Yeah, we'll do that.
You're going to get to your feet slowly.
Yeah, I'm going to try and get to my feet, trying to like push the baby to the griffin.
How close do you want to get to it?
I don't want to move from the
Okay, right. So you're not moving. It's pushed you back a bit with its wing buffet as well. The goat and the donkey have both also kind of fallen over and are kind of getting to their feet. I'm going to have them act on the same initiative turn as you because they're with you. So that's fine. You just basically get to your feet holding the cub out in front of you. Okay, we go to the next point in the initiative tracker, which is the humans. 2 of the humans panic and start running. It's the old man and the other man, the guy with the knife, and they go running away from you, kind of towards, actually, sort of towards the direction the griffin was coming from. And it's at that point on their initiative turn, I'm going to say, that the second thing that you saw in the air, kind of grabs one of them as they come out of the tree from the air, kind of swoops in, grabs him, and flies up into the air with him, like really high up, and he's screaming. It's the old man. What was his name again?
Ormond.
Anselm.
Oh, sorry, Anselm. You're right. Yeah.
Old man in the clouds.
So yeah. But it doesn't seem to be. It's kind of near you, around you. The second one, but it's not actually kind of like seems to be interested in kind of coming down necessarily just yet. The woman with the staff stays by the tree.
Stay still. Stay still.
The dwarves don't move. They stay by the tree. They're waiting to see what happens. And we come to then Kark.
Fantastic. I'm going to spend my turn staying under my damn rock.
Okay. All right. Then
I'm just going to fight 2 griffins on my own. Don't worry, folks.
You got this.
All right. So we come then to the griffins. So some monsters can do 2 initiative slots. In fact, some monsters can take 3 initiative slots as well. This one's got 2.
Greedy buggers.
And I'm gonna say for its second thing, it's cautious. You've got its baby in front of it. It's not going to try and attack you while it's worried that you're gonna drop it or something. So it hops down off of the boulder and kind of pads very, very slowly, like around, looking at you, kind of trying to gauge, like a lion would maybe do, trying to like gauge if there's maybe a weakness to pounce in, or waiting to see what you're going to do, that sort of thing. Okay, we go to the next round. It's its turn again, and I'm gonna hold its turn here. So it's still doing the same thing. It's waiting to see what you're gonna do. For now, Key.
I'm gonna move forward, restringing my bow.
Yeah.
Shouting at Lyria, saying, at the top of my voice, drop at your feet and back away. Drop at your feet and back away. While I'm sort of starting to move forward towards it.
Okay.
And looking around in the air as well, the other one.
Yeah, it's definitely like kind of when you start shouting, it quickly turns its head just to look at you, then looks straight back again at Lyria. Now you were only at short range, which means you're moving towards it is like a fast action, and you're going to actually be in the same zone as it by moving toward it.
I'm kind of going I guess instead of going directly at it, I'm moving off to the side.
Okay.
And going
Okay.
around that
So
way.
keeping the distance slightly, but just making sure that you've got a good bead on it, kind of. Yeah.
All I have is this bow to keep me safe. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Lyria's turn.
I will indeed put it at my feet and walk away.
Okay. So you're going to back away from it. Now you got several
With my
actions
hand on my
here.
axe.
The first thing. Now there's an action called retreat, which is technically if something is like engaged with you in combat, so to speak, and if you try to leave, you have to make a retreat action so that it doesn't like attack you when you're leaving, which is exactly what we're talking about here. So if you're trying to put some distance between you and it, you're going to need to make a retreat. You're going to have to take a retreat action. It's a fast action, and it's a move roll. So it's your agility plus move, which for you. You have one in move.
One.
Yeah, so it's actually 4 dice.
Yep.
And you can push this as well.
Okay, let's try doing that. 3 base, 1 skill. I'm gonna push it.
Yeah. All right.
Hopefully
If
it
you
doesn't
fail-
attack you.
If you fail, you move, but your enemy gets a free attack against you. A free attack which doesn't count towards their actions in the round, and you cannot parry or dodge. Oh god.
Hopefully it won't attack you.
So it takes a swipe at you basically as you're going away. It kind of moves forward, so it's kind of almost its body is over its young, and swipes a claw at you very, very quickly. Yeah, and I'm
Can I
gonna
dodge by falling to the ground?
You know what? I'm gonna break from the rules as written here. I'm gonna say you can try and dodge from it by throwing yourself to the ground. Sure.
Do I have to do anything for that? Or-
Yeah. You definitely have to roll for this. So give me a second to just check how this is. It's move again. It's a standard roll for move. That's it. And any successes you get will cancel any successes that I roll. So I'm gonna roll this. I'm gonna make this a secret roll so you don't know like the pool that I'm rolling.
Yep, 1 success and 3 4s. Because that should definitely count for something.
You can push that one as well. If you want.
I did, and I got 2 1s in addition.
Okay. On your attribute? Sorry, I'm not looking at Discord right now.
One attribute.
So that's one agility damage, but you get 1 willpower for it as well. Okay. All right. It takes a swipe at you, but it misses.
Good. Son of a
You
bitch.
because you threw yourself to the floor. So what that means for anyone listening, I either rolled 0 or only 1/6, which her dodge would have canceled out. Okay, we're over to the human's turn. You're now like back on the floor. The griffin is still very, very close to you, but you kind of threw yourself backwards, like literally onto your back again, as it was kind of quickly trying to swipe you. You hear a scream, a blood-curdling scream, as the human is dropped from high up.
I think it makes his move roll. What?
Yeah, tough crowd. I'm just looking up rules. I'm looking up the fall damage rules here, so just to let people know what I'm doing here. So with the fall damage, this is an attack that this griffin does. I roll 2d6. I rolled a 3. It's plus 10 meters. That's how far this person's rolling. So they're dropping 13 meters, and I roll a number of base dice equal to the height minus 2. So I'm going to be rolling 11 dice. So I'm actually going to roll it in here. So roll 11 base dice.
Wasn't there some kind of saying
Yeah.
about falling
Ouch.
damage on Discord?
Yeah, if a game has that was Eric. If a game has fall damage, it's too crunchy for him. Anyway, yeah, he goes splat. He goes splat on the
He's
rocks.
not here.
His scream is cut off abruptly as he drops from 13 meters hard onto the rocks, and there's a splat crunch, and absolute stillness from the body. It doesn't move. When that happens, actually, there is no way of making like sort of fear rolls or willpower checks or anything like that. So we'll leave that. That was Anselm. Valom, who was also running with him. You don't see him. He's kind of still running away. Talinda lets out a little gasp. You can hear her make a gasp, I guess, Key, because you're probably closer to her. As that happens. The dwarves still stay hidden. They don't make a move.
Mm-hmm.
And we get to Key. What's Key gonna do?
Okay, well, I'm gonna...
Sorry, Kark, I meant.
Kark.
Key's already gone. Key's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Key, what were you doing? You were circling around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Keeping your distance.
Yep.
I would also like to delay my action.
Yeah.
Sorry, you want to delay your action, did you say?
Yes, that's what I'd like to do.
But it's only delayed for this round, right?
That's the general idea, I think.
Okay, but you're in position 9 of 10 on the round, and round 10 is going to be the other one by Lyria.
I think his intent is to cower in his crevice.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. You're keeping watch. You're keeping Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
There's one over there.
All right.
Strategically watching.
Let me know when it's time for all the brave people to be robbed of their corpse valuables.
Okay, so you don't have any actions saved up, Charlotte, because you did a retreat action, which was a fast action to back up or to try to get away from it, which failed. Then I let you take a dodge action, which is also a fast action to prevent getting attacked.
Now, question: would my armor have prevented the damage from the wing buffet?
No, because it's like falling damage basically. It says, I think it says on the attack as well that armor doesn't. It doesn't say anything about armor actually. Go ahead and give me an armor roll. How much armor have you got? I mean, you had 2 strength. I'm like, it's
6.
Enough
6.
for me to know that.
Go ahead
I'll
and give
be
me a
taking it
6.
once
Roll
repeat.
6 base dice. You might get your 1 strength back. There you go.
There you go. Woo!
Alright. You got your 1 strength back. You're at 2 strength. Which is interesting because you're about to be attacked again.
And it's gone again.
And I'm going to roll dice to see, because for all the monster attacks, there is a D6 list of tables. I can either choose something that seems appropriate, or I can roll randomly to see what's going to happen. Okay.
Random.
I've just rolled randomly. It rears up on its hind legs in front of you, and it basically just in a flurry of claws, it starts kind of like trying to rend you to pieces. All right. Let me roll its attack. Again, you can't dodge or do anything with this one because it's on its same turn. And it says it's going to knock you to the ground if you're hit, but you're already on the ground. Okay. I didn't get any successes at all. I don't know. My dice are not liking me right now. So I've had 2 very big dice pools to attack you. On one of them, I got one success. On this other one, I got 0 successes. So I'm sure it's being saved up for a big finale. Don't worry.
It's
all right. We're in the next round.
Hey, I don't. Oh, was that number 10?
That was number 10. We're at number 2 again. It's attacking
Okay,
you
so
again. It basically
I
gets
got both of them on me now.
No. It gets 2 initiative slots. This is only
Okay,
one.
so-
This is only 1 griffin.
I thought that was for the other griffin as well.
No.
He's flying around.
Okay. It's now it kind of like starts swiping at you, and you're just kind of rolling on the ground trying to get out of its way from its claws, and you somehow manage to do that. We're just going to kind of do it narratively here. And then it basically it brings its wings back and it pushes itself forward, swiping at you on the floor. This is a new round, so you can theoretically try and dodge this thing. by using a fast action here.
Sure.
Yeah? So give me a move roll, which you can push, and I'm going to roll with its attack.
Six and a 1.
So you got 1/6. You going to push that?
I also have 1, so. What am I
Yeah.
at for my agility? No, probably not.
Yeah. You've actually rolled one too many because you pushed the last one and took 1 agility damage, didn't you? Is that the 3 and a 1?
Oh,
up ahead?
yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to completely re-roll that because it could have been... Yeah. So you got 2 agility only. Do you want to push that one?
Yep.
Okay.
It's like the exact same roll.
Give me an armor roll, please.
Oh.
It's hit you this time. Okay. You can't push an armor roll. So that's 1. You're gonna negate 1 damage that's incoming.
Okay.
At least your armor will be in good condition when I take it off.
You actually only take 1 damage.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So you're down to 1 strength again.
Woo.
Again, I'm not rolling particularly well here, but that's where we're at.
That.
Okay, over to Key. Key, you can see what's basically happening here is that this creature's not leaving Lyria alone. It is like swiping at her. She seems to be rolling around. You can see it kind of come in with its like this big attack where it's moved forward, swipes at her. It kind of gets she tries to dodge, and you can see its claw kind of catches on her armor a little bit. But she's still clearly not been like ripped to shreds or anything.
I'm gonna shoot it.
All right, you gonna aim as well?
Yeah, I aim for my
you
fast
idiot.
action and I shoot at it.
All right, give me a roll.
God damn it.
Holy shit! I mean, I'm assuming you're not gonna push.
I'm not gonna push that one. I'm fine, thanks.
Jesus. Wow.
Well.
All right. I mean, you get a success, so you do base weapon damage, which is what, 1 or 2?
I think it does. Well, let me just check.
2.
My
No,
longbow
damage.
does both. Damage of 1.
You have 2 bonus on this though. Oh, but 1 skull.
What's that? Yeah, I've done that already.
Yeah. Okay, you got the
yeah,
1
I've
skull
added
from it.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's fine.
I'm just looking at you get the +1. You're doing that as well for your marksmanship.
Yeah.
For your sharpshooter, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 2 for your marksmanship. I'm just looking here. Marksmanship plus the 1 for aiming and plus the 1 from your talent. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just seeing if I could get you to roll another dice or something.
It's fine.
All right, you do do 1 damage, but I get to roll its armor as well because it's got some armor. Your arrow gets embedded into its side, and it kind of it flinches a bit, but doesn't really. Otherwise, seems to be in the heat at the moment. Mostly focused still on Lyria.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then we're over to the humans.
One's running away.
Yeah, Talinda stays where she is. Still, as do the dwarves. We're over to Gark.
So the griffin is clearly not taking its cub and leaving.
Not at the moment.
And I'm just wondering to what degree do I let this go on before I actually get involved? But I think Key has already gotten me involved, so I think it's probably time for me to get doing things. Okay, so I am going to shoot it with my light crossbow. That is a damage 2 bonus 1.
You're at close range. There's no damage. No negative modifier.
Great. So I've got let's see, marksmanship 2, agility 4. So I'm pretty handy with it actually.
Yeah, and you get 1 bonus dice, so 1 black dice with it as well.
Great.
You can get. Sorry, you can add one additional red dice, one additional skill dice for aiming if you want to use the aim fast action.
Okay, so that's an additional skill die. So
Yeah.
that's three.
Yeah.
So that's 4 base die, 3 skill die, 1 bonus die from the gear.
Yeah, that's right. And you can push it. You need to do the RF at the front.
The things that I know I'm supposed to do and yet don't actually manage to do. It's a long list.
Now,
No,
again, do you
but-
want to push that? You'd break the crossbow, and you would take 1 agility damage, but you could potentially.
I
get more
don't
sixes.
really want to push that. I think 1 success will have to do me.
All right, so that's going to do 2 base weapon damage. So I'm going to roll for its armor. Okay, the arrow, the bolt, I should say, flies true, and embeds itself in the same flank as previous. All right.
So my dodging, does that take up my whole turn?
It's a fast action, so no. You can dodge again.
Okay, and I could have used my slow action to do something.
Wait, hold on. You dodged. What did you do on your turn?
Nothing.
Yeah. Well, we can go back. We can go back to you now, before I do this. Its second action.
Yeah, you skipped
But
me
it's-
on that one.
Sorry. Yeah. It is going to attack you again, possibly. So you could save your.
What if I want to attack it?
All right. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
What if you
Did
do?
you ever think about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Because
God.
I have I'm thinking of 2 things if I could do that with my action. One is to use Blood Bond, because there's blood in the mix now.
Oh
So I
yeah.
could steal health from it,
Yeah.
or immolate, because we all know how well that works out.
Yeah.
It seemed very effective.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. I mean, you've got the willpower. You got 3 willpower.
Yeah.
You're half elf, so you get 1 additional free willpower point towards your power level anyway. Let's not forget that. So
Well,
tell
I
me-
guess I can't use Blood Bond because it has to be of the same kin as yourself.
All right. Yeah,
Right.
that would rule this out then. Definitely not the same kin as you.
Not many things are.
Okay, well, I still have my thing of wine with me. I haven't drank that at all. Drunk.
You're just drunk.
Stir the blood, causing fear.
Mm-hmm.
So using a spell, you stir your victim's blood and bring out strong emotions such as lust, fear, or rage. The victim must give in to these emotions in some way. Exactly how depends on the individual and the situation. The GM determines the details. The spell has no effect in Fuck.
Spells. Read that last
What a
bit,
useless
please.
fucking skill. No,
Is that in the book? Fuck.
the spell has no effect in combat and cannot be used against monsters.
Well, then I'm sorry. That's not going to work here.
No.
I guess you've got to set that thing alight.
I guess you're immolating it then.
Yeah. Fucking violating it, dumping everything I fucking got into it because this is a last ditch efforts.
There are no
I-
open fires
I
at the
don't
moment
expect.
for
No.
the ingredient there. So there's a couple of questions to ask you. This is now a rank 2 spell, right? So you're going to take an
Yeah.
instant mishap from casting it. How many willpower points are you going to invest into it?
All of them.
All 3 of them. And you get
All
one.
three.
You get 1 extra. So you're doing a 4. You're kind of overcharging it with
Yeah.
you get 4 power levels for it. Okay. What does it say for immolation then? I just moved away from it.
You can heat up your victim's blood to the point where he literally bursts into flames. The spell inflicts damage to strength equal to the power level and keeps inflicting 1 point of damage per
Equal to
round
the
until
power
the
level.
victim puts.
All right, so you're going to do 4 damage to it straight off. I don't need to roll
Yeah.
or anything. You don't need to roll for anything. Okay, so you're going to do 4 damage to it. All right.
I do have to roll on the mishap table. though.
Yeah. So I'm just going to inflict the 4 damage. It's going to take one additional flame damage. And give me a D66 roll, please. In fact, I think
Lyria's about to do
I'm
something.
going to roll this. I'm going to roll this first very quickly. I think you can type in RF and then you can type in mishap, and I think,
What could go wrong?
or you can type in just mishap like this. There we go. So if you want, you can just type in the mishap and it will actually give you one. I rolled an 11, which is incredibly
Yeah, you know, I
low.
think you just rolled for me. Thanks.
No. This was testing the dice bot. You need to roll yourself. So you can either do a d66 like on the table in front of me, or you can just roll the mishap like that. Up to you.
Fuck. What page of the rulebook is the mishap?
119.
table on?
119. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Yeah, you know
What could go wrong?
What
What
possibly
could
go wrong?
possibly go wrong?
You want to roll low, obviously. A 66
Yeah.
is not good.
There are lower.
You still do the spell still goes off. It's just whether there's a misfire after it's happened.
35. The spell unleashes demonic visions which inflict 1 point of damage to wits.
All right,
I'm
nice.
okay with this.
All right, so your wits which were previously undamaged take 1 damage. You basically you're focusing on this griffin, right? Tell me how you're doing this.
I guess after the last time it kind of reached in to try and rake me, I would have gotten a hand on its arm or something, or been able to, depending on how close he had to get into me, touch his chest, putting all of the pent-up power, rage, anger, frustration that I've had over the last 2 weeks into this one final life or death attack, and just let out a blood-curdling scream for everybody to hear.
Okay. Nice. And as you do that, as you let out the blood-curdling scream as you do that, we're gonna get you to roll some dice as well. Fenhorn's just mentioned it in the chat. I forgot about this. You decide the number of the amount of the power level, and then you roll a dice for every single one of those. And any 6s that you get increase the power level as well. So you have a chance of doing more than 4 here. So give me.
Right.
You can roll 4 base dice as well to see if any of those 6s are going to do additional.
Thank you, Fenhorn, for
And
more
yeah, thanks,
rules.
Fenhorn. Well, possibly doing a little bit more damage to this thing. Oh wow! He just said the first time he ever play tested this, he rolled 4 6s.
Nice.
You can't push it,
I got no
unfortunately.
6s.
Yeah. So you still do the 4 damage, but you don't do anything additional to that. And the vision you get as it just kind of flashes in front of your mind and kind of really startles you, is a vision of a giant snake, kind of like lunging at you with its mouth open. And it's so vivid, like you even flinch from it slightly, but it's like gone in an instant.
Have the face of Arlek.
All right.
The snake has Arlek's face.
As you like do your immolate spell on it, it's like it's being caught on fire from within, and it kind of like starts backing away. It grabs its cub in its beak, and it starts flapping to escape. And I'm gonna roll for it to retreat, actually.
Bye bye.
It's got to do a move roll first to put the flames out, I think, doesn't it?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Fuck that bird.
It's going to be like a burning streak in the sky.
I keep thinking immolate is like you're burning from within, so there's no actual fires, but that's not the case,
Well,
is it?
it is. I don't know. I think the initial damage is done from internal, but then the flames kind of manifest on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, feathers are quite burny.
So fine. Yep, we're gonna roll for its move. All right. It's gotta get a success here to put the flames out. So that's what it's doing first. It's kind of flailing around as it's like kind of catching on fire. Okay.
Oh, the poor pup / whatever you call it.
I was going to kill it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt. Why did you make this a sad game?
It succeeded in putting its flames out, like flapping its wings really hard, and it manages to do that. And then it's gonna try and take a retreat action to move away from you, as it picks its cub up in its jaws.
Fail.
I failed.
Well, I get a free attack, right?
So you do get a free attack on it, yeah.
Horrific, deplorable violence is perfectly okay so long as the puppy lives.
Exactly.
That
Hey,
is the moral lesson of John Wick.
it's
And
not
I
some-
stand by it.
This is not something I thought of when I was planning this. I might I might just drop a baby. Have dropped a baby griffin in your lap. This is not good.
We can have a pet.
Yeah,
Ooh.
a pet monster. Season
that.
2.
My
The Griffin
monster.
Riders.
See, it's gonna be like
Right.
3 men and a baby, but the baby is lethal,
So anyway,
and one of them will not be a man.
what's happening here then? You get a free attack on it.
Fucked if I know.
So I guess that's 1 base, 1 skill for melee.
You get one base attack for it, and your melee is 1. Yep, and you get 1 for your hand axe as well, right? 2 for your hand axe.
All right, 1 base, 1 skill, 2 gear.
Did you have your hand axe out? Did you take it out?
I thought I said I did something with it, but I don't remember. Either way, I didn't.
I'm happy for
succeed.
this is one of those things where I'm happy for if you've got something in a belt easily accessible. I'm reasonably happy. It took a whole turn to like flap its wings to put the fire out. You would have been getting your axe out at that point, and then it's
Yeah,
just
I
starting
did-
to kind of like trying to lurch its way to like fly again, and you come swinging with your axe.
Can I push it?
You can push it, yeah, absolutely.
Or wait, if I get a 1, I take damage, right?
Yes, but you won't take a critical. There won't be a critical attack. You will break yourself, but you won't actually take a critical. It's actually the better way
Ah.
to go down than it attacking you. If it attacks you, you'll take a critical injury and could die. So it's up to you.
Should I push it?
Nah. Let the thing get away with its child.
Yeah, no.
The question is, do you want to pet griffin? I guess or not? Like, how badly do you want to pet griffin?
We did not discuss this in terms of what we were okay with.
I'm
in
asking
Section
Lyria
0.
specifically. She's got to decide right now at the drop of a hat. What are you gonna do? Because it gets to go next.
X card.
I've already said no.
Okay, we're that back to the top of the next round. It's its turn again, and guess what? It's gonna do. It's gonna try and retreat again.
Fly away.
The same thing. So it kind of like takes a lurching step. You swing your axe at it, and it kind of stops a bit and kind of like moves back slightly. Then it's flapping its wings again to try and get away. Okay, and I got a success on that one. So it kind of takes to the air, and yeah, that's that one. It's retreating, so it's retreating to a distance away from you. We go to
That's the other
Key.
one. I'm looking for the other one.
Okay, so you're kind of preparing an action. I guess we can do like an Overwatch thing from Coriolis here. If you see it, you have to tell me what your intention is.
If I think it's going to attack me or one of my group, then I'm going to shoot at it.
Okay.
Other than
All right.
that.
Happy with that. Yep. Lyria, your turn.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. All right. Talinda is not going to move at all. She's staying where she is. As are the dwarves, Ardebord and Oromund. They're not moving. We come to Kark. You gonna reload your crossbow
Yep.
and then also take like an Overwatch position.
Yep.
Right?
Like, not for a second do I trust this is fine.
In fact, I forgot about something. I wanted the second one to come back in this round, and I've already done its initiative as well. There's not much left on the tracker here, and one of its slots is 7. So let me just add that in there. But it's going to go before you, actually, Kark. So we're going to back up ever so slightly, it's going to land. I'm going to say this one isn't going to land. It's going to actually try to swoop down and grab somebody, because it's done that once already. Who's it going to grab?
This is why I'm under a rock.
Under a rock. You're next to a rock. Key's out in the open.
He is.
He's going to try and grab you, Key.
So how does my Overwatch work then?
Yeah, you get to take a free shot at it.
Okay, cool.
As you just see it, you're like looking around, like, where was that other one? And it's just like looking, and it's like coming down at you from the side. I'm not looking at Discord, so you need to tell me what you roll, please,
Yep, 1 second.
when you've done it.
There's no aiming, so 4 successes.
4 successes. Bloody
Yep.
hell. All right, I guess I'm rolling its armor then. Okay, and base weapon damage is what? 1?
1.
So that's 4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It lets out a. I don't know. So like all of my creature sounds sound like when they've taken damage. It lets out a shriek of pain as your arrow like gets it right in the shoulder as it's flying towards you. Yeah, and then it still tries to grab you anyway.
Shit.
So
Thankfully, I'll have that fast action then.
yeah,
Uh,
I'm just seeing if you have an attempt to dodge it. I'm gonna say you can try to dodge this.
yep.
you want.
Okay. Yes, please.
So I'm gonna be rolling an attack against you,
Da, da, da.
and you can push this
Dodge
if you
is
want.
move, isn't it?
It's move, yeah, agility and move, right? What'd you roll? Let me know what you rolled.
One success.
You gonna try and push that, or are you gonna keep it?
It's gonna try and grab me, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
well.
I'm
You
gonna-
assume it is because that's what it did before.
I'm gonna push my roll.
All right.
Okay. Still 1 success and 1
So you,
trauma.
don't forget to take the
Yeah.
the willpower
the damage. Yep.
and the damage and the willpower. Yeah.
Yep.
That's agility going down 1. Okay. All right. It doesn't actually grab you. It comes in to grab you, but it just kind of got knocked slightly by your arrow, and it kind of scrabbles at you as it kind of swings, as it kind of slides, as it glides past. It doesn't actually try to land, and then we're going over to Karg.
Well, I believe I've got an action queued up, ready to go.
No, it's your turn now, so you can actually. You still need to reload, so you can reload, and then you can take a shot at it, I guess, if you want. The new
Oh
one.
yes, that was what I was planning on doing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's just not like a prepared action anymore. It's technically your actual action. But anyway, so go ahead and give me a marksmanship roll, please.
Oh, that's not an exclamation mark. This is not behaving. Oh, come on. There we go.
Do you want to
I
push
have
that?
1 success. Yeah, I will push that.
All right, push it.
Yay!
Nothing.
1 success.
All right. So what is your? You do 2 damage with a crossbow, right?
The crossbow eye.
Okay. All right. Let me roll for its armor. All right. Your crossbow bolt catches it in its flank as it's kind of swooping past you.
That's why they call me the Robin Hood of people's butts.
The one with the Covenant's mouth basically uses a free action to fly away, so it's now gone. All right. We go back then to the top of the round. The one that was flying kind of circles. It's still circling, and it lands near Karg. So I'm going to take that as its fast action. So it lands basically right near you, and it's going to attack you, Karg. This is technically a new round, so if you want to try and dodge it, you can. It's a
I think
move.
that's probably a good idea.
It's agility plus move, and you get a -2 to it unless you throw yourself on the ground. So do you want to throw yourself on the ground, or do you want to stay standing and take a -2?
I'm going to stay standing actually because I'm going to hit it with my axe.
Okay.
Ark is hardcore.
That's
Yeah.
the plan anyway. Let's hope.
So roll me a dodge roll. Your dodge is going to be 4 agility dice and 1 negative dice. So you just type the 1N for a negative dice.
Okay, do I get to use my move skill as well?
Your move skill is
Oh.
1, but you're taking a -2 to stay on your feet.
Oh right, yeah. So
So that's why you have a minus. That's why you have a negative dice.
Okay.
Negative dice applied. Yeah. Anyway, and then I'm gonna roll for its attack.
4 base, and you said how do I roll the negative one? Did you say it's just 1N?
1N, yeah. And it's basically coming in. It's landing right next to you, and it's trying to grab you with its beak.
I got nothing.
Nothing. All right. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Can my willpower save me in this?
I know it can't actually. I don't think. What's your goblin kin talent? Nocturnal is not going to help you right here either.
Not very much.
Okay.
No. That's okay.
Do you have any
I'm gonna
armor?
be the spiciest meatball.
Oh, you have no armor either. Okay.
No. I did want to have armor, but somehow it was not a possibility.
It grabs you with its beak and it throws you to a position that's near to you. You take 1 damage only. All right.
Yeah, too squirmy.
All right. We come to Key.
Right. I'm gonna get back on my feet and ready my bow, and that's my action gone.
Okay. Yeah. That's right, because you dodged, didn't you?
Yeah. So threw myself to the floor. So I
All
picked
right.
myself up. Yeah.
Larry, are you gonna do anything?
I am not in much shape to be able to do much right now.
Honestly, I'd be stunned if you did anything.
I mean, you haven't got a ranged weapon either.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not much I can do. I'm gonna take a second to catch my
Just
breath.
let nature take its course.
All right. You're watching from. I guess you could kind of move to like. In fact, I'm gonna say the animals have bolted. There's no way they would have been sticking around while this monster was like trying to get you and all this shit. They have run. They have run away. That was several rounds ago as well. So they probably fled. You're gonna have to track them down probably if they're still there.
Can I
how the
use
turns have tabled.
my insight to try and pump up Kark and make it feel like it's gonna be okay that he's got this?
Are you making a
be
cheerleader
fine.
skill check?
Yes.
No, but you could use manipulate to try and get some of the others to help, like the dwarves, for example.
Try and intimidate the.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll yell at dwarves. Either you come help us with this now, or you die here when we're done.
All right, give me a manipulate roll. And is this? I guess this kind of counts as your sharp tongue as well, right? You're manipulating someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you're inflicting empathy damage if you want to do that. So I'm not sure that's actually
No.
what you're trying to do.
No, I don't want to. No.
Right. Yeah. So go ahead and give me that. They're going to roll an insight roll against this, but I'll give you a clue. They don't have a very high insight score. You shouting at both of them?
Too skilled. Yeah.
Don't kill off our dwarves that we've got already.
Can I push this?
Now we're gonna have to.
You
get
can,
new
yeah.
dwarves.
You absolutely can push it. You shout at them, and they shake their heads. Not a chance. Not a chance. The human. Sorry, not humans. What was her name again?
Human.
Talinda still stays where she is. She's petrified now that a second one's arrived. And the dwarves are like, no. You've got this. Like,
Here, I thought she was
Petrified?
just clever.
Or just smart, yeah.
Knows what side her bread is buttered on.
the one that picked you up and threw you takes a fast action to move towards you, Kark. You have. Do you want to say? I mean, you're on your arse. Do you want to try and dodge? Roll away from it as it's attacking you. Do you want to save your action to? You can attack from the ground, but I think it's a -2 to your attack.
I think rolling away to get away from it is probably the best option here.
Okay, so you're gonna take your second saved sort of action for this round to try and dodge
Yeah.
again. All right.
So same again.
Yeah, roll your move again. Yeah.
No, nothing again.
Okay. So you're kind of this is gonna be you rolling around on the ground.
Evidently not rolling fast enough or far enough.
and it's basically just coming up to you like this, padding towards you as you're on the floor, and it's just reaching out to try and like rip you apart with its claws.
I fucking choke you, you giant bastard pigeon! The last thing you ever eat, I'm gonna fucking jump on your liver.
All right, it does 3 damage to you.
Is that? Well, I would like to activate my pride and endure any injury.
Ah, right. Roll a d12. I'm gonna add this to your dodge.
I got 4 successes.
Holy shit! All right, you don't take any damage. Your dodge dodges you out of the way. It looks like it's gonna scratch you up, but you kind of like somehow do some sneaky goblin shit and get yourself.
The sneaky
right out of the
goblin
way.
shit in question is, instead of backing off predictably, I'm gonna lunge at it and try and bite it.
Okay. We'll see. You're gonna have to wait a whole nother round to try that though. Because it's top of the next round, and it's the Griffin's turn again.
Hey.
And it is going to. I'm gonna roll dice actually to see if it's gonna still keep trying to attack you, or if it's gonna try and leave. It has no one's really attacked it this last round. Yeah, no. Unfortunately for you, I rolled at the extreme end of the reaction table. Yeah.
More hostile end, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You've annoyed it now.
Especially as it just thought it was going to rip into you and you got away from it. It's attacking you again, same, like still with its claws out.
Live by the goblin.
Do you wanna roll to dodge this one as well?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, then give me a move roll.
For the love of God.
Do you want to push that?
Yeah. Oh, for heaven's sake.
Roll. I'm not sure why you're rolling the negative dice here, because the negative dice is to stay on your
I thought
feet.
I had to.
It's only if you're staying on your feet, right? Are you you're
Thought I was
staying on your feet
already
the whole
on
time?
my back.
Yeah, because it picked you up and threw you, right? So you were no longer on your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually don't roll negative dice, you'd roll base dice. But you've rolled twice here. Neither of them were 6s on the negative dice, which is technically the same. So you should have been rolling... Oh, no, that's fine. It's fine. It would have canceled it out, but you would have got 1 move anyway. So it didn't come up with a 6 either time, so we're going to leave it there. But just so you're aware, when you're already on the ground, you don't get the negative dice, you get your skill dice back.
Right.
You're only taking the negative dice when you want to stay on your feet and you're not dropping to the floor. It's basically like if you're on the floor or you're throwing yourself to the floor, you're able to dodge a bit better. Anyway, all right. We're gonna come back to this because it's gonna probably be attacking you again soon. But we'll go over to Key first. Key, you've got a bow which is now loaded and you're standing up.
Yep. And I can aim this turn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to aim and shoot at the one attacking Cock.
Yeah.
Like that.
Do you want to push that?
Yeah, I need to save poor old Cock. So let's push it and break my bow, shall I?
Not necessarily. You take one. Take one
more agility. Okay. My fingers are really sore.
Okay.
Okay.
What about Lyria then?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get the dwarves back in this one more time, because if they don't help, we're not fucking taking them home.
All right.
Or if we don't win this, everyone's gonna fucking die anyway. So.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So
Dwarves.
I forgot
There's a
to roll the
reason why I
armor for
hate
the.
dwarves.
Yeah.
Smart. What were we thinking?
2 and 2, right? 2 and.
So give me a manipulation roll, yeah. And you get to use your sharp tongue talent on it. Oh no, only if you want to damage their. Then don't worry about it.
Yeah. Finally, one success.
This counts as a slow action, by the way, which is like persuade, the persuade action in combat. It is opposed by their insight. Okay, one of them succeeded, one of them didn't. They cancel it out. So the one that you didn't is the one who's got the sledgehammer, we'll say. And he says, is that all you're going to do on your turn then?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to skip past the human's turn because they're not doing anything. And the one dwarf lets out a big sigh, hefts his sledgehammer, and goes running in. Well, just to make this simple, we're going to say he can take an action to run up to the griffin, and he's going to swing his sledgehammer at it.
On.
And he doesn't say anything. He's actually trying to do it. He doesn't want the griffin trying to turn around and be like, swat. So
Very sensible.
let me just get this right very quickly. Interesting. All right. And he smacks the griffin really hard on its hind leg, so that it kind of like flops a bit. You know, like if you were to sort of maybe, I'm thinking of the videos where they've got those Boston Robotics.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those like robots that walk around?
Yeah.
And they're trying to push him over. It's like that, where he kind of like smacks it with his sledgehammer, and it kind of like its other leg kind of manages to keep it upright, but it kind of like dips down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
As he definitely does some damage to the griffin. And it's at this point on the griffin's turn, it's going to actually, now that it's been attacked by someone else, and it's been shot as well, it tries to get away. So it's going to roll for its retreat action. If it fails the retreat action, everyone gets a free attack on it that's near him. It succeeded. So, it flaps its wings really hard and pushes itself up into the air, and yeah, takes to the air. And it's now Kark's turn. You don't have a melee weapon that you can use on it. Oh, you do. You have a crossbow. You do.
Are you sure you mean melee weapon?
No, because it's in the air now. But it's not far away. It's not far away. Oh, hold on. Wait. It uses its retreat action, which is a fast action, and then it's going to take a slow action to flee, I guess, which is a move. Sorry. Which I didn't succeed at. So, it's not really left the fight. It's going to be at it's still going to be at kind of close range to you. So if you want to use a ranged weapon,
is loaded.
Yeah, but it's your turn now. You could load it for a fast action and shoot it for a slow action.
Oh, well, in that case.
But you
Yeah,
have your axe out because you're ready to attack it with your axe.
That's true.
You'd have to drop your axe on the ground to do that. But I kind of let that happen just to see if you want to take a pot shot at it.
Yeah. No, I think it's more cinematic if I'm just kind of standing there just being like, ah, fuck, I was just about to do it in.
All right. Cool.
Just like me standing there, axe in hand, like, ah, come on. Just getting interesting.
We're going to kind of end the combat there. We're going to say that the second one is actually taking quite a bit of damage right at the end there. It kind of circles higher and higher above you, and then it disappears off the way it came, which is the direction the other one had kind of flown off to as well. Surprisingly, none of you took... I was debating whether to throw one or two of them at you. And, yeah. I didn't... Actually, none of you were broken at all, so kind of surprises me.
Me
It
too.
sounds so upset.
Well, I was expecting to be a little bit more,
We were lucky.
what's the word? Yeah, I was expecting to be a little bit more brutal than it actually was, so that's fine.
Speaking of brutal, shall we fuck that fox up next time we see it?
Yeah. Maybe.
You almost made me kill a baby animal on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we're going to, before we end, we're going to do some quick XP before we forget about it. All right.
Okay.
So there's going to be quite a bit of XP in this session. So the first one is: did everyone participate? Yes, you got 1. Did you travel through at least one hex that had not been visited before? Yes, it's the hex you're in right now. Did you discover a new adventure site? No. Did you defeat one or more monsters? I'm going to say yes that you defeated them because you drove 2 of them off. It doesn't say to kill them necessarily. Did you find treasure? No. Did you build a function in your stronghold? No. Did you activate your pride? That's a yes from Harry. So you get 1 extra one there, Harry. Did you suffer for your dark secret? No. Risk your life for another PC?
Well,
No.
did I? No, I didn't suffer for it, but I
not
kind
really.
of.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. You didn't really throw yourself into the jaws of another creature to save somebody.
No.
And did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? I'm going to say no on this one as well. So each of you get 3
I
X.
don't know. Single-handedly defeating a griffin would be a yes.
You didn't die. You had 2 strength and you
the
managed
reward.
to not die or get broken even. So
That is
I think that's pretty extraordinary.
Isn't that called reward for itself?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give you 1 for that because I was so sure you had 2 strength there. You somehow pulled that right out. So I'm going to give. So everyone gets 4 XP other than Ed, who only gets 3.
Yeah, that'll teach me for being nice.
So if you add those to your sheets, just so I've got them there, if we come back to
Yeah.
season 2, then we know where we left it. We won't spend the XP or anything now. We'll leave it kind of right here. As everyone kind of comes together, you can obviously recover. You can't recover the knife from the body that was dropped from the sky because it was the guy who didn't take anything. It was the old guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, let's roll for arrows which we expended.
Yeah, let's do that. The 2 of you roll for your resource die for arrows.
That's not a thing.
Unlimited arrows.
There we go.
D12 arrows. Wow.
Yep.
I really don't know why, except that it makes a lot of sense.
I don't know why you've got so many. That seems unusual. Did you
That's
find
just
some?
how many there is as a
We
standard.
did. We found some. We because we used some. I think we managed to get hold of some more.
Okay.
I
All
no
right.
longer remember.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you very much. We're not going to do a tavern talk for this because it's pretty much flat out now to get all the seasons finished off and then the new ones started, etc. So if we have a quick little roundtable and just let me know what you thought of the session, that'd be good.
Sure.
You almost made me kill a baby animal on
Can't
fucking
believe-
stream.
Can't believe you did that. Jeez.
Good
Like,
lord.
what did you think was going to happen, Matt? Do you not know me by now, or was that the plan?
Oh.
Oh, you didn't kill it. You weren't going to kill it, were you?
No.
I was going to, yeah. That was- first thing through my head was shit. It's
Honestly,
for one.
when I was prepping this, but I honestly, I know I mentioned it before there that, I was kind of seeing it as as something that you'd probably be trying to distract the mother griffin with somehow. Like, I didn't expect you to pick it up. That was quite gutsy. But I was expecting you to try and maybe like position yourself so that it was like, use the baby in some respect. I didn't expect you to kill it or to attack it, which I'm glad you didn't. So.
Me too.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. I've enjoyed the whole season, so I look forward to season 2.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on the fox, actually.
Little shit.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Other than that, like, what are your theories
I
on
think-
the fox?
I think it's quite nice being like a little forest spirit god thing, whatever. So obviously it has no human understanding of what's right or wrong, or it's
Nope.
kind of this malevolent little kind of like creature who clearly obviously wants to see us just,
It's just an opportunistic evil little shit,
yeah.
and I
I
can
mean-
respect that.
It
And he's a
did
trickster as well.
it did tell you that it wanted to see carnage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah,
made its
it-
intentions pretty clear. Like
It
from the
did.
very
Very
beginning.
disappointed.
It was not unclear. Didn't expect it to drop a world of shit in our laps. But
It's hilarious.
you know, like in hindsight, it tracks.
Some foxes just want to watch the world burn.
It's true. Yeah, it's really good.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to go there. I wasn't sure. So my prep was basically trying to think about where to get you from the end of last session. Also, whether Eric was going to be joining us or not, how to tie him with a new character. So before he gave me an answer, I already thought about some prisoners kind of escaping out of it during the attack and meeting up with you. That would have been an opportunity. In fact, there is still an opportunity theoretically for Eric to take on a like maybe one of the dwarves or one of the humans if he wanted to.
When I thought this was going to go wildly south, I was already thinking that as well.
So that was the intention behind the prisoners kind of joining you. I just had to think of a way of how would they track you down. Well, great, easy. We've got an elf group there. Maybe one of them is instructed to take them to you after the attack. So that kind of all worked out relatively well. The fox also was something that I'd planned on doing. That whole encounter was, he was gonna see you first and kind of ask why, express his disappointment that you didn't take part in the orc attack, and then do his little revenge there.
All's trouble, little shit.
I've just seen in the chat. I have not been keeping an eye on the chat. Sorry, I've been trying to focus on the game. But I did just see Dorigo has just said, "What did the fox say?" And then I'll show myself out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That question has been answered in full.
Yeah, no, it was good. I find it quite funny that Pearl Key is sort of quite a good-natured soul, and then the other two are not.
Yeah. I wasn't going to let you die.
Well, that's kind.
Yeah, there's
Poor
some.
Charlotte.
Obviously, handle myself.
Yeah.
There's
I
definitely
think
some
you get
interesting.
the armor.
Interesting PC dynamics definitely going on here. In fact, it's something we could look at is the relationships, right?
Yeah.
We won't do it necessarily now, but it's just something to think about if we do. In fact, I don't see any for Lyria at all.
That's how little she thinks
Or
about us.
Kark. So it looks like, yeah.
We
Looks
definitely
like-
did that. I don't know why they're not there on the sheet.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So, I mean, I did for
Anyway.
mine, and mine have pretty much stayed the same.
So I think it's definitely something we can think about for season 2 is you definitely know enough about each other now to put some relationships in there.
I think I need to put down that I'm more scared of Lyria.
But
Now
yeah.
you found out why you're scared.
Yeah. How do
Yeah.
we get rid of her without telling her?
So
Kiss me if I'm gone.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna leave it there. So yeah, that's a kind of a nice place to end it. I wasn't sure if it would be a total party kill or an additional PC or two killed. Yeah, and I was trying to think about how best to balance that, and I thought I went to Discord actually for some advice to the user world server, and was kind of saying 1 or 2 griffins. Like, what do people think? Like, I even mentioned that there was a fighter in the group who was sitting on 9 willpower points. So I didn't want to just make it 1 griffin that was just going to be a cakewalk. And then, of course, Kark just sits behind his boulder the whole time, just like, I'm not getting involved.
Our warrior.
So, yeah. So I decided to throw the second one in. The second one was kind of the wild card to be like it was going to attack somebody from the sky to start, and then it was going to be like if I needed it to come in.
For a second,
That's
I
behind
was
the kind of-
almost forgetting the second one, and I was like, I'm sure it's around. I was expecting one of us to suddenly get exactly what you did. I was like, yeah. How the hell do I do that? How do I get out of it?
And from my perspective, I wanted to use monsters again because we've only had the one monster attack so far in this entire campaign, which was the bog octopus. And that was kind of it was a lot of attacking with just Arlek, until you all kind of came in and kind of killed it at the end very quickly.
Yeah.
And I wanted something a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more kind of foreshadowed a bit with some plot stuff. So
I quite like it as well because they act like more or less animals, which is nice.
yeah,
It's not the old other type of game where you go, oh, I'm going to fight a Ross monster or whatever it is, and it just continues to attack you. You're like, it's an animal. It won't do that.
And one of the actions, one of the attacks they can do, there's a list of like a D6 table of actions that they can take, and one of them, the 6, is to pick you up, carry you to a height, and then to drop you from there. That probably would be a death for any of you. At least it'd probably break you almost certainly.
Yep.
So I think you're lucky I didn't roll that one when I was rolling randomly. Cool.
I'm under the impression that falling off of a horse is bad news, so being dropped by a griffin is pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's 2d6 plus 10 meters, which is quite a lot. So, I mean, for the guy who did get dropped, I only rolled a 3 on the 2d6, and he still died. So,
yeah. Don't be doing
anyway,
that.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Cool. Thank you
for
everyone.
playing. We're bringing this season to an end now. Thanks everyone for watching and for everyone for taking part in chat as well. We are going to be doing next week nothing actually next week because it's my wedding anniversary, and if I tried to run a game, my wife, I might not have another wedding anniversary.
Yep, don't do that.
So there's not going to be a stream next week.
Where's the commitment, Matt?
And then we're doing, oh god, which order are we doing it in? Let me just check over my calendar. Oh god.
I was under the impression that we're not going to be doing anything for ages.
When are we doing the Twilight 2000 one? I guess, Ed, is the first question.
February the...
Feb. Okay, fine. So Vazen is in 2 weeks' time then for the last Sunday in January on the 31st. And then February the 7th is going to be our season finale for Twilight 2000. And then on the 14th, the week after that, we're starting episode 1 of the new Coriolis campaign. Which Charlotte's in, but neither of you two. And then in March, both of you, the other two of you, are going to be... Ed's going to be GMing an Alien campaign, and Harry's going to be a player in that one. So those are going to run simultaneously, so every week, they're going to run every other week. So when they both do get started, it's going to be Coriolis 1 week, Alien the next, and then the same pattern. So
we should have a crossover episode.
Whoa.
That's right. What could possibly go wrong?
To be honest, like how many franchises how many franchises has Alien had a crossover with? You know, Batman, for fuck's sake. It's not
Judge Dredd, Terminator.
Yeah.
AVP started out as just another crossover until it became subsumed into the wider universe. Let's see. ABC Warriors, again, a spin-off of Judge Dredd.
Oh dear.
Anyway.
Strontium Dog, Stainless Steel Rat.
Think about it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is there's actually precedent, right? So maybe it could happen. Maybe.
Yeah, but it's going to be a crossover with My Little Pony.
Well, I'm not GMing either of these games, so
What's
I'll
your
have
cutie
it
mark?
if it
Oh, it's
happens.
an acid burn.
All right.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that. No.
Jet black metal cables for pony hair.
Oh dear.
Cool. Thank you very much, everyone, for playing too. That was really fun for me.
It was really good fun to play.
And yeah, despite wanting to try and make it a campaign, it just kept coming back to sandbox. And I think that's a real strength of the game is that when the campaign does kind of derail, to use that term, not that it was on rails. Yeah, let me just turn that alarm off. It didn't feel like it was a big problem, right? Because there's so much, like the game is so good at supporting a sandbox that it was kind of like, well, that's fine. There's still a lot of fun stuff to do here in the Ravenlands. And
this bit didn't go well. Oh well.
Yeah. And the campaign itself is designed in such a way that we can come back to the campaign with a different adventure site in the future potentially. So I don't know. It's just that's for me as a GM. It takes a lot of the pressure off of running an actual campaign. because there
means-
literally are no rails for it to run on, and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you don't have to try and figure out ways you're going to foist people into things.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah. So
Good.
yeah, one of the big strengths of the Year Zero engine, I think most of the games that Free League do are that they are built around a sandbox, and that's one of the big strengths of them. So yeah, this is just a great experience because I think this is the longest I've actually run a Forbidden Lands game, even though it's only been 8 sessions. I think the longest before was maybe 6, the previous campaign I ran. Mini campaign. So yeah, and that was also very completely sandbox. So yeah, a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to season 2. We'll see when that happens. It may not happen, but I'm hoping it will. And it may be that we maybe like the group of players may change slightly depending on availability and all the rest of it. So
All three of us may revolt if that's the case.
but we'll see. So yeah, I do have every intention of returning to this and seeing what happens. So yeah,
Cool.
that's it. We're gonna draw a line in the
Season
sand
2.
here.
In which we burn down the forest to get revenge on our fox.
With
No,
all
don't be doing that.
all the dwarves in the mountains at your side.
Just be like, fuck foxes.
Cool. All right. So thanks
Cheers,
again,
thank
once
you.
again, everybody, and catch you next time. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe and like because it helps grow the channel. And that's, I guess, the last thing I need to say. So thank you very much.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.